1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Freeman Motorsports for the United Rentals 200 from Phoenix Raceway. The green flag will be out here pretty soon. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. And I'm going to check in on the chat here pretty soon. How you doing, Ginger? Hey, we just got up to 3,400 again. I knew right when we hit that live button that we were hopefully going to get back up to 3,400. We were at 3,400 in like 3 last Sunday. We lost a couple during the week. But now we're right at 3,400, so only 100 subscribers away from 3,550. Hit that subscribe button. We got 200 laps of racing today from Phoenix Raceway. Starting on your front row is Cole Custer in the 00 second Stuart Haas car this season. He almost won 2 weekends ago at Fontana until getting caught out by a caution and getting caught up in a wreck on a restart. And I definitely have him picked as my favorite to win today. Thanks for William Martin for subscribing. And then starting to his outside, somebody who's always a threat here at Phoenix in the Xfinity Series, Justin Allgaier will roll off in the number 7 Hello Water Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. On row number 2, you have the driver that has his only Xfinity Series win in his career here at Phoenix. In the number 11, Daniel Hemrick. Rolling off to his outside is the number 20 of John Hunter Nemechek. In row number 3, you have the number 5 of Sheldon Creed. Rolling off to his outside is the dominant driver from a week ago, Chandler Smith, who came up just short, losing that lead just before the white flag came out. He's looking for some redemption here today. Rolling off in row number 4, you have the number 8 of Josh Berry, who's filling in for the injured Chase Elliott this weekend. To his outside, the winner last weekend, Austin Hill, looking to continue his momentum as he already has 2 wins this season. In row number 5, you have the number 39 of Ryan Sieg with a solid qualifying effort, and starting to his outside, Riley Herbst in the 98. In row number 6, the number 18 of Sammy Smith, and to his outside, the all-star car this weekend and for Joe Gibbs will be driven by Ryan Truex in the 19. In row number 7, you have the number 26 of Kaz Grala, who's shown some really good speed for not being one of the big 3 teams here in the Xfinity Series. And his outside is the number 1 is Sam Mayer. In row number 8, Parker Retzlaff looking to continue some of the momentum he has early on in the season for Jordan Anderson Racing, and hit to his outside is his teammate in the number 27, Jeb Burton. In row number 9, you have the 25 of Brett Moffitt and the 02 of Kyle Weatherman for Our Motorsports. And rounding out your top 20 in row number 10, you have Ryan Ellis with his best qualifying effort so far this season, into his outside, the number 92 of Josh Williams. And somebody who I want to keep an eye on, rolling off 21st, Brandon Jones has just really struggled so far this season. I don't know if it's just him being a part of a new team or what, but he's definitely going to need to turn that around. I'm actually really concerned for him. So far, I don't think even qualified really inside. I don't think he's qualified inside the top 10 yet this season. I think his average finish is 22nd or somewhere right about there right now. So, yeah, Brandon Jones really needs to get the ball rolling in the right direction. He does have a victory at Phoenix in the past, so maybe he can make some progress here today. To his outside is the number 28, the second Sieg brother, Kyle. And in row number 12, you have the 45 of Leland Honeyman Jr., a senior in high school, piloting that 3rd Alpha Prime racing car today. And his outside is Joe Graff Jr. in a 3rd Ryan Sieg racing car. In row number 13, you have the number 70 of Anthony Alfredo for BJ McLeod Racing. And then to his outside is the number 08 of Gray Galding. In row number 14, you have the number 51 of Jeremy Clements, and it is outside the number 6 of Brennan Poole. And rounding out your top 30 in row 15, you have the 74 of Dawson Cram. That team finally getting their first start of the season after not being able to qualify their way in the first 3 weekends of the season. They are definitely looking for a solid result today. It is outside the 91 of Garrett Smithley. In row number 16, the number 44 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, who has really struggled throughout this whole season so far. And it is outside the number 4 of Bailey Curry. In row number 17, you have the Emerling Racing teammates. You have Gase and Emerling. And then in row number 18, you have the number 35 of Blaine Perkins in the 07. And then Connor Mozak in the 24, who had an issue during qualifying, almost got into the wall in turns 1 and 2. And then 2 drivers that did have issues early on today. Parker Kligerman having to go up to a backup car in 37th after crashing in his qualifying run. And then rolling off 38, you have Kyle Busch, who had some electrical issues and did not elect to qualify. But thanks to everybody tuning in. I will catch back in on the chat here really quick. Thanks to everybody watching. Hit that like button. We got 25 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Let's get that like button up to 15 likes. I appreciate it. Eric Almaroli, how you doing? Ginger Williamson, number 5. He's number 2. Who are we talking about? Let's get racing today and tomorrow. I know, Kenneth. I'm ready for another weekend of racing here in the NASCAR Cup and Xfinity Series. What's up, everyone? How you doing, T-Van? So far, looking at the poll, we got 38% of you guys say Allgaier, 25% say Custer, 12% say Hemrick, and 25% say Nemechek. Yeah, Kyle Busch going to be coming from the back once again today. He had to come from the back last weekend in Las Vegas, was only able to get it back to the top 5, wasn't able to really get out front much in that one, so hopefully if you are a Kyle Busch fan, hopefully he can have a better effort today. Oh, Ian Weatherman wins today. Now, that's a bold prediction. He is in that number 02 for Our Motorsports, rolling off 18th. That team really, not necessarily Weatherman, but that team really trying to regroup after really overextending their resources last year. They almost had to just shut down that team entirely, and now they're basically just trying to continue on as just a single-car operation. But I think Kyle Weatherman is definitely one of the most underrated drivers in NASCAR right now, so I think if there's anybody who's going to be able to get the most out of that equipment, it's him. Yeah, my eyes really today are on Brandon Jones to see if he can work his way forward or if he continues to run down in about 15th or so today, because that's where he's been the first 3 weekends of the season, well behind his other Junior Motorsports teammates and well below the standard that has been set for him joining that team this year. Him moving to Junior Motorsports last year from Joe Gibbs was viewed as him basically going from basically the best equipment in the Xfinity Series to the best equipment in the Xfinity Series. So the fact that he's not been able to perform so far is definitely very concerning if you're a Brandon Jones fan. And honestly, if he continues on it like this, even though he has all that Menards funding, I would not be surprised if he's out of that seat next year. But still, very early on in the season, a lot of time to turn things around. Can Austin Hill continue his dominance, winning 2 races already so far this season? I would definitely not count him out of having a shot at victory today as he rolls off from the 8th position. Then Sheldon Creed, a driver that has struggled so far this season. He has not gotten a single top 10 yet, and he is qualified 5th here today. He won a Truck Series championship a couple years ago at this very same racetrack, so hopefully he can have a solid result today. And now we got 30 people in here. I appreciate it. Hit that like button if you have not already. Let's get this thing up to 15 likes, guys, before the green flag. John Forster, how you doing? Having to wake back up again here today for this race. We got 30% of you guys think Allgaier's going to win. 30% say Custer. 15% say Hemrick, and 25% say Nemechek. Okay. We have just hit 3,400 subscribers. We hit it last weekend, but then we dropped back below it during the week. But we have now hit it once again here at the start of this stream. So thanks to everybody who has subscribed. Let's get it up to 3,500. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And the drivers are rolling off a pit road. So that means Green Flag Racing is going to be coming here shortly. Whew. Munching on a cookie here really quick before the green flag. Yep. I see Weatherman definitely not winning today. Yeah, I mean, if Weatherman were to win this race somehow, I mean, if you put some money on him, I'd imagine he's at like probably plus 5,000 odds, so you make a bunch of cash, I guess, but... Wow, Ginger, you got me. You got me. Chris Davis, you want to change your vote to Justin? I don't think you're able to change your vote once you click it, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We're up to 10 likes. I appreciate it. Green flag going to be coming out here shortly as they're out on the opening pace laps. Put your pick to win in the chat right now. If you haven't voted in the poll, just type it in the chat. Personally, my pick is Cole Custer. He's going to get redemption from Auto Club just a couple weeks ago. My underdog picks, if you would call him an underdog, I would say be the 2 of Sheldon Creed. I don't really know if he is totally an underdog, but I would say Sheldon Creed, 26 of Kaz Grala, 31 of Parker Retzlaff. Those are my underdogs. But then further beyond that, possibly just some smaller teams looking to have a good run today. Already mentioned the 02 of Kyle Weatherman. I mean, the 43 with Ryan Ellis, they had a really solid qualifying run. The 74 of Dawson Cram, they definitely need a good result today. I think Austin Hill might go back-to-back. If Austin Hill were to already have 3 wins by this point in the season coming out of this weekend, he'd be the championship favorite by a mile, man. He has already got, I think, about a 40-point lead in the regular season standings. All the teams coming down pit road right now, checking their pit road speeds. Okay, here we go. John Forrester. Let's see what SHR team's got with Cole and Herbst. Yeah, exactly. I actually think Herbst, I mean, every year I'm pretty sure he's statistically gotten a little bit better. And obviously he's still not doing anything compared to what the guys that had that car before him were doing, like Chase Briscoe or Cole Custer back when he was in the Xfinity series. But he's definitely continuing to steadily improve, and with Cole Custer as a teammate, I think that's only going to help him because Cole Custer is going to elevate the competition level of both of those cars and also just provide him with a bunch of insight on how to drive different tracks and just allow him to improve as a driver. And even though I think Cole Custer is still going to kick Herbst butt, I think that even though you might think that would be a confidence, Herbst confidence, I actually think it's going to help him out. Just that he's going to be able to continue to gain knowledge. And I think Herbst himself knows that Custer is a better driver than he is, so I don't think he's really expecting himself to go out there and beat Custer. But I think if Herbst could continue to improve against his own historical stats, I think that's the best thing for him in his own confidence level and for him as a driver going forward. And he's 1 for 1 in the Cup Series in terms of top 10s, so he's got that going his way. Leads. YNWA. How can you contact me? I guess if you want to message me through Instagram, that's probably the best way. Freeman Motorsports on Instagram. Just freeman.motorsports. I know. Brian, SHR is in massive trouble, I feel like, on the Cup side. I mean, this track last year, it definitely brought good things for that team with Chase Briscoe obviously winning this race a year ago in the Cup Series. So if they struggle here again this year, or this weekend in the Cup side of things, I would be very, very concerned for Stewart-Haas. Especially with Kevin Harvick retiring. I mean, Kevin Harvick is the dying flame that keeps Stewart-Haas alive right now. But the pace car is going to pull off, so that means we're going to be going green flag racing here very shortly. Custer on the inside, Allgaier on the outside. On row number 2, you have Hemrick on the inside, and Nemechek on his outside. Row 3 is Creed and Chandler Smith. We are ready to go green flag racing here for the United Rentals 200 in Phoenix. The green flag is back out. And Custer will lead the field to green. He gets a good restart down low, but Hemrick thinking about making things 3 wide to the inside for the lead. Everybody fanning out on the apron. 3, 4, 5 wide throughout the pack. On the outside line with a really poor restart. Allgaier already back to 4th place, but Custer's out front, and he's coasting with the lead. Creed putting some pressure on Hemrick off of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, it's Custer, Hemrick, Creed, your top 3. Then Nemechek on the inside of Allgaier for 4th as they go into turns 3 and 4. Creed gets a little loose there through the center of the turn and gets a shot from Nemechek, but everybody keeps going forward. And they're going to make it through lap number 1 cleanly. Custer leads the first lap here in Phoenix. Now Creed running the highest line of any of these top 5 through turns 1 and 2. Nobody really making any moves right now as Allgaier trying to regroup after that terrible start there. He dropped from 2nd all the way back to 5th. Now he's back up to 4th looking to put pressure on Creed for 3rd. Then you got Austin Dillon. You got Kyle Busch in the number 10 car for Colleague Racing, having to come from the back after those electrical issues made him have to start at the rear of the field, and he's already worked his way up to 32nd after just 2 laps of green flag racing. Oh, we got a smoker there through the infield. Who was that? That's a 91 of Garrett Smithley. Somebody's already gotten into the left side driver's door. He's got a big, tire mark on the side of that 91. Anyways, back at the front of the field, Sheldon Creed putting a bunch of pressure on Daniel Hemrick for 2nd place. Allgaier also on the bumper of Creed. Creed going to cut the racetrack going down on the dog leg. As they go into turns 1 and 2, he's going to be able to slide up in front of Hemrick and take over that 2nd position on the racetrack. Now Allgaier also going to fill that hole to the inside of Hemrick off of turn number 2. Allgaier trying to work his way back to the front. He was looking for 3rd place into turn number 3. Your top 10 after a couple laps of green flag racing: Custer, Creed, Hemrick, Allgaier, Nemechek, Chandler Smith, Barry, Sammy Smith, Hill, and Herbst. Sammy Smith has picked up 3 spots since the start of this race. Allgaier to the inside of Hemrick into turns 1 and 2. Allgaier below that yellow line, right down there on the apron off of turn 2. They're going to be dead even. Hemrick's got a bit more of a run off the top side, so he'll be able to hold on to that position for now. Still side by side into turns 3 and 4. And Brandon Jones, after a poor starting spot all the way down in 21st, still has not made up a lot of track position yet. He has only worked his way up to 18th. Now Allgaier looks like he's finally going to complete this pass on Hemrick to the inside of him into turns 1 and 2, and he's finally completed it. Kyle Busch, though, has gained 13 spots since the start of this race. Blaine Perkins up 4 positions. Then Jones, Williams, and Parker Kligerman each up 3 apiece. Those are your biggest movers through the first 5 laps of this one. Thanks to everybody watching right now. We got 35 people in here. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now Nemechek going to the inside of Hemrick in turns 1 and 2. Hemrick starting to fade here as he's going to get passed by Nemechek off a corner exit. And now the next driver behind him is his teammate Chandler Smith. But Josh Berry's going to make a move to the inside of Chandler Smith into turns 3 and 4. Berry going to just roll that inside. Oh, he's going to go up the racetrack, though, just a bit off a corner exit. That's going to open the door for Sammy Smith down low. Sammy Smith all the way down at the very bottom of that dog leg. He's trying to get by Barry and Chandler Smith here down the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2. Going to be able to pick off Barry, not quite by Chandler Smith yet, though. Kaz Gralla and Brett Moffitt battling for, I believe that's about 15th on the racetrack, down the back straightaway. Gralla to the inside of Moffitt. Off of turn number 4, though. Sammy Smith to the inside of Chandler Smith, but they're going to be side by side. That's going to slow each of those cars down. Josh Berry with a huge run to the inside. Josh Berry makes it 3 wide here down low. Josh Berry, Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith, all 3 wide. Sammy Smith going to have to back out. He's going to look for the crossover. Great move by Sammy Smith to stay in this fight. And now he's going to be back to the inside of Josh Berry into turns 3 and 4. Sammy Smith now with the preferred line off of corner 4, and he's going to hold on to that position. So through all that chaos there for 1 lap, their positions stay the same, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And Riley Herbst now tagging on to the back end of this battle in the bottom half of the top 10. Kyle Busch, after starting out back after 10 laps, has worked his way up to 21st. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. We're already up to 3,401 subscribers. So we're 99 away from 3,500. Hit that subscribe button. And Custer at the front of the field, though, he has checked out his lead now up to 2 seconds over Sheldon Creed. And Creed under pressure from Justin Allgaier for that second spot as Allgaier going to the inside of Creed. Down the back straightaway. Now he's going to back out of it. Allgaier trying to work his way back to the front on that restart. He dropped from 2nd to 5th. And he has had difficulty passing cars so far, even though he's definitely quite a bit faster than the guys he's racing around. Just can't quite seal the deal as they go down into turns 1 and 2. He's going to go to the inside of Creed. Creed up the racetrack just a bit. That's going to open the door for Allgaier off a corner exit, though. Creed with the run, going to hold on to the position once again this lap. And at the front of the field, Custer continues to lap about 2/10 a lap faster than everybody else. Nemechek in 4th, 3.5 seconds off the lead. Hemrick in 5th, about 5 or 4 seconds off the lead. And he is under pressure from Chandler Smith and Sammy Smith this time into turns 1 and 2. I think Allgaier's going to have Creed here. He's got a good run down low. Oh. And also, I had mentioned that the 91 of Smithley looks like he had quite a bit of damage on the left front of his race car. And that's because on that restart, Kyle Busch just ran into the back of Dawson Cram and sent Cram up the racetrack into Creed there. But both of those cars have continued on from the event, though. We're under commercial for the first time today. 13 laps down, 187 to go. Stage 1, just 45 laps, so we're already about a third of the way through this opening stage. We'll go through the running order here really quickly. You got Custer out front still, then Allgaier in 2nd. Creed in 3rd. Nemechek 4th. Hemrick rounds out your top 5. He's under pressure, though, from Sammy Smith. Then Chandler Smith, Riley Herbst, and Josh Berry, and Ryan Truex, your top 10. Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, Ryan Sieg, Brett Moffitt, and Brandon Jones, your top 15. Then Kaz Grala, Kyle Busch has worked his way up to 17th now after starting out back. Then Jeb Burton, Josh William, and Parker Retzlaff, your top 20. Then Kyle Sieg, Ryan Ellis, Leland Honeyman Jr., that's quite the name. And then you got Anthony Alfredo, Jeremy Clements, your top 25. Kyle Weatherman, Joe Graff Jr., Brennan Poole, Bailey Curry, Parker Klickerman, your top 30. Klickerman had to go to a backup car last minute, so I'm not surprised if that backup car is probably quite a bit slower than the primary. Then you got Gray Galding, Joey Gase, Connor Mozak, who has not made up much positions after a poor qualifying run, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Blaine Perkins, Garrett Smithley, and Patrick Emmerling. And then you got Dawson Cram already 1 lap down in last place. I'm not sure if he's got some damage after that contact that I had previously mentioned. Oh, it looks like he's actually brought that car to pit road. So he might have already pulled that thing behind the wall. Maybe they're having some sort of issues on the 74. Further down the running order, though, even though this opening stage is just 45 laps, if you look at the lap times, those guys towards the very tail end of the field are running about 30-second lap times, whereas last time by, Cole Custer ran a 29 flat, basically. So Cole Custer lapping about a second quicker than the guys on the tail end of the lead lap, so he's probably going to catch him within the next 10 laps or so. Justin Allgaier has gotten by Sheldon Creed, though, while we were under commercial. And lap to lap, he is basically even with your leader. Also, Sammy Smith and Riley Herbst have both gotten by Daniel Hemrick. Hemrick now down to 7th on the racetrack. Kyle Busch has worked his way up to 16th. And those are really all the notable passes for position over the last couple of minutes. Still under commercial break here as the laps continue to click by under green. Haven't seen the yellow flag yet today. Last time by, Allgaier ran faster than Custer for the first time today, about half a tenth quicker than the leader. Actually, Creed also ran faster than the leader, so I don't know if he's I don't know. Maybe Custer just had a bad lap there. Hasn't caught lap traffic yet. He'll probably catch lap traffic in about 5 laps. And now we are back from commercial. Thanks to everybody watching right now. We have 40 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Let's get it up to, how about we get it up to 30 likes, guys? I appreciate it. We got 40 people in here, though. Thanks to everyone watching right now. So at the front of the field, Custer continues to lead last time by. Allgaier once again just a little bit quicker than your leader. So that 7 car might be starting to go the right direction here as he's still actually got Sheldon Creed all over his bumper right now. So Allgaier's not really out of the woods yet, still having to fight off that number 2. And last time by, Custer, though, ran 0.2 of a second quicker than Allgaier. Austin Hills is gotten by Ryan Truex for 10th place on the racetrack. Kyle Busch is gotten by Brandon Jones and Brett Moffitt. He's up to 14th. Now Daniel Hemrick under pressure from his teammate Chandler Smith. That 11 car has really just been slowly slipping back since the start here. Currently Austin Hill holds on to that 10th position and that final stage point. Behind him's Truex, Mayer, Jones, Busch, and Sieg. Barry trying to find a way by Chandler Smith here, but really it's pretty difficult to pass right now. There's multiple grooves, actually there's multiple grooves on both ends of the racetrack, but to really get big enough of a run to actually get by somebody, it's hard to come by one of those. Sammy Smith looking to the inside of his teammate John Hunter Nemechek. That's her 4th place on the racetrack. Sammy Smith has been slowly working his way forward after starting out in 11th. He's worked his way up into the top 5. Thanks to everybody watching right now. We're up to 21 likes. I appreciate it. Mark your picks are the 10, the 21, and the 7, and the doubles. Your dark horse is the 00. I don't think the 00 is any sort of dark horse, man. Cole Custer, I think, was the odds-on favorite today. That is true, Brian. That is true. So now we're at the halfway point here in Stage 1. Cole Custer leads by 2.7 seconds over Justin Allgaier and Sheldon Creed. Then Nemechek and Sammy Smith round out your top 5. They're 5.5 seconds off your leader. And then Herbst, Hemrick, Chandler Smith, Barry, and Austin Hill round out your top 10. Hill, 8 seconds off of the lead. Then Truex, Mayer, Jones, Busch. Actually, Jones has gotten back by Busch, so maybe that number 10 car is starting to fall back to earth after charging from the rear of the field. Then you got Ryan Sieg rounds out your top 15. Moffitt, Gralla, Jeb Burton, Retzlaff, and Williams, your top 20. And then you have Kyle Sieg, Ryan Ellis, Anthony Alfredo, Honeyman, Weatherman, Clements, Kligerman, Curry, Graff, and Galding, your top 30. Then Mozak, Poole, Gase, Earnhardt, Smithley, Perkins, Emerling, your top 37. Then Dawson Cram in the 74 has pulled that car behind the wall. And now Patrick Emerling, the last car on the lead lap, about to get lapped here. So your leader, Cole Custer, going to have to start working some lap traffic here pretty soon, as we have still 20 laps to go in the stage, and that could definitely allow Justin Allgaier and Sheldon Creed to make some inroads into that 2.5 second lead Custer currently has. Still have not seen the yellow flag fly yet in this one. Yeah, early on we saw quite a bit of passing, and it just seems like things have kind of steadied out right now. And Sammy Smith has actually finally gotten by John Hunter Nemechek for 4th place on the racetrack, so the rookie continues to charge forward. And Herbst's having a really good run so far today. He started down in 10th. He's worked his way up to 6th, now trying to steal 5th from Nemechek. And Herbst going to go to the inside of Nemechek, down the back straightaway into turn 3. Herbst on the inside of Nemechek. He's got the run, and he's got the spot. Riley Herbst up to 5th place. Oh, we got a car in the wall, the 45, and that rear bumper is about to fall off. That is Honeyman in the 45 for Alpha Prime. And that bumper is hanging on by a thread right now. And he is probably going to have to pit for that thing. He has not come to pit road yet, but yeah, that bumper is just hanging on by a thread. Honestly, he wants to, and now that bumper is off, and that is definitely going to be a debris caution here soon. And that bumper is going to get drilled, and now we got the caution out. Not quite sure who hit that bumper. But that bumper is gone, and I'm pretty sure that the rear bumper is a required part of the race car. So that might just end Honeyman's day short here. And his Xfinity Series debut definitely not going how you wanted it to go here. Oh, he actually got into the wall, actually. That's what originally knocked that bumper loose. Not sure if he got any help or not. I believe that was in turns 1 and 2 where he got the wall. But this will save quite a few cars from going a lap down here, as the 07 of Blaine Perkins should be the free pass. That'll put 36 cars on the lead lap. Patrick Emerling, the only car 1 lap down now. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Yeah, they're picking up that bumper, which is, I mean, the whole bumper basically came out of that race car. It's a big piece of debris right there. Still haven't gotten a replay of who hit it yet. Brian, you're going to go with the 11, or you're going to go with the 0021 and the 11 as your dark horse. Okay. So, yeah, this is off a turn 4 down the front straightaway. The dog leg, that rear bumper just comes off. And who is it that hits it? The 38 of Joe Graff Jr. just clips it right there. Might have done a little bit of damage to the grill there, but probably not much. I'm not sure. So, yeah, Honeyman just up the racetrack, just gets too high. Probably got into the marbles there just a bit at the very top of the racetrack. And then he was just along for the ride, a passenger. And that just loosened that rear bumper, and it was along for the ride. Honestly, he probably should have brought that thing to pit road sooner, so that way they could have maybe taped it up. But I'm pretty sure that's a required part of the race car. So if they don't have a backup bumper, which most teams do not, lying around, then he's probably gonna have to pull that thing to the garage. Even though that car for them is like totally fine, you just have to have a bumper on the rear cover of the car. I'm not sure if that's a safety issue or what. Pit road is open this time by, and we don't see any takers. Yeah, no takers from inside the top 20. So everybody stays out here with about 15 to go in stage number 1. About 1.5 seconds of tire fall off, though, at this point in the run. But I don't think people want to waste a set of tires here this early in the going. That's the real question, or that's the real answer right there. Excuse me. Looking at the poll, though, now 36% of you guys think Custer's going to get the win. 33% say Allgaier, 6% say Hemrick, and 24% say Nemechek. Custer was my pick coming into the day. My underdog, if you will. I don't know if you really call him an underdog, but Sheldon Creed having a good run right now. He's worked his way up to 3rd. Sammy Smith, after starting outside of the top 10, has worked his way up to 4th. Herbst up from 10th to 6th since the restart. Then you have Kyle Busch, who started out back. He has worked his way all the way up to 14th. Other guys that had to start from the rear. Parker Kligerman, he had to go to backup after crashing on his qualifying run. He's worked his way up to 25th. Jeffrey Earnhardt has only worked his way up to 35th, so that 44 car is still struggling for pace. Or actually, he came down pit road here. So the only guys that did come down pit road were Mozak, Poole, Earnhardt, and Honeyman. So basically everybody that was running outside of the top 30. But if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Cup Series race from Phoenix. We'll be live bringing you all the action. Kyle Larson starting on pole. Maybe he can get his second Phoenix victory tomorrow. I'm hoping get some redemption after last weekend. Oh, so close until that caution came out. It was just a couple laps to go. Thanks to everybody watching so far. I have over 400 viewers already on the day. Appreciate it. We got 50 people watching right now. Appreciate if you drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Currently under commercial break, under caution for the 45 of Leland Honeyman Jr. making his first ever Xfinity Series start. He got into the wall in turns 1 and 2, just got up the racetrack, got into the marbles, got into the wall, and it dislodged that rear bumper, and eventually that bumper fell off the car, the entire rear bumper, and obviously that's a big piece of debris that got hit by Joe Graff Jr. That 38 car is okay, but the caution did come out once that bumper came off. Only caution so far today. The only other car that's behind the wall that's had issues is the 74 of Dawson Cram. Whew. Thanks to everybody watching so far. But Cole Custer has dominated since the drop of the green flag. And he is going to restart here on the inside for this restart. We're going to have about 10 to go in stage number 1 when we get the green flag starting to his outside. Justin Allgaier, who started the race initially on the outside of the 00, but had a very poor restart, dropped all the way back to 5th, has spent the entire 25-lap green flag run that we had trying to work his way back to the front, and has now gotten his way back to 2nd place on the racetrack. He's hoping for a better restart this time. On the inside of row 2, Sammy Smith to his outside, the 2 of Sheldon Creedon on row 3. You have Nemechek on the inside to his outside, Herbst row 4, the 2 colleague teammates, Chandler Smith and Hemrick, and rounding out your top 10, Josh Berry and Austin Hill. 10 laps to go in stage number 1 when we get the green flag. Cole Custer going through the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out here once again in Phoenix for the United Rentals 200. Custer once again with a great restart on the inside. And this might be a common theme for today, that the outside just cannot get going on these restarts. Sammy Smith, though, has jumped all the way up to 2nd place. He's not quite clear of Allgaier yet. Allgaier hanging tough on the outside of that 18 down the back straightaway. But it's Cole Custer clear for the lead. Sammy Smith and Allgaier battling for 2nd place. Smith on the inside of Allgaier into turn 3. Then Creed on the outside in 4th. And behind him, Nemechek and Herbst squabble for 5th. Allgaier's got 2nd place locked down now as they go back down the front straightaway through the dog leg. Custer out front, Allgaier, and now Creed working to the outside of Sammy Smith as they go through turns 1 and 2. Creed trying to get to that left rear corner panel of the 18, but at the front of the field, Justin Allgaier bringing the challenge to the 00 of Cole Custer. Allgaier looking to the outside of the 00 off of turn number 4, not going to get there. Just lost the back end, stepped down on him just a bit, able to corral it though. That 7 car looks really fast here on this restart. Allgaier going to go to the outside of Custer once again, trying to get to that left rear corner panel off a corner exit, and this time he's going to get there. Down the back straightaway, Allgaier to the outside of Custer. He's got the run into turns 3 and 4. Allgaier leads by about a car length over the 00 off of turn 4. He's going to steal that position, and Justin Allgaier is your new leader with 7 to go in stage 1. Now Sammy Smith is also caught up to the bumper of the 00. The rookie running really strong here early on. And Kyle Busch with a great restart once again. He's worked his way into the top 10 for the first time today after having to go to the rear of the field at the start of this race. Whoa, Brett Mott. Oh, we got a spinner. Josh Berry around in turns 3 and 4. And everybody is going to avoid that 8 car. But with only 6 to go here in stage 1, this might end up ending the stage here. We'll see if we can get maybe we'll have a 1-lap dash to the finish. It's going to be close. He was battling with Chandler Smith at the time. And, Chandler just cleans him out. I can't really lie there. I don't know if the 8 maybe gets on the brakes a bit early, but it really looks like the 16 just cleans out the 8 of Josh Berry right there. Everybody able to avoid that one. It really, in my opinion, looks like Berry just got cleaned out by Chandler Smith. We have our first poll of the day. Who's at fault, Josh Berry or Chandler Smith? Who's at fault? I know not everybody has a TV, but it really looked like going into turn 3, Berry was running in front of Chandler. Berry comes down the racetrack, and then Chandler basically just drives through the right rear corner panel of the 8 and just spins him around. That looks like that's Chandler Smith's fault to me. But really no damage to either car. Bringing out the caution or flag, though, for the second time today. With 5 to go in the stage now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get a restart here. And yes, it looks like we will, because pit road was open that time by. And Nemechek, the first one to come to pit. And then about half the field from there on back comes down as well. Basically, everybody who's pitting now is going to stay out at the end of stage 1. They're sacrificing stage points here. Yeah, everybody's going to pit here, stay out at the end of the stage, and then cycle through to the lead. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Somebody just called Joey Logano Joseph in the booth, and it just sounded so weird. Yeah, everybody that just came down pit road here, led by Jonathan Nemechek, they're all going to stay out at the end of the stage and then cycle through to the lead when everybody else in front of them pits. Basically, your top 19 on your leaderboard right now stayed out here, and everybody else behind them pitted. So literally half the field pitted, half the field did not. Also, Patrick Emerling got the free pass, so he is now back on the lead lap. And I guess that rear bumper cover is not a required part on the 45 here at Phoenix. So, because he is still in the race. But now here's your running order inside the top 10. It is Allgaier, Custer, Smith. Allgaier, Custer, Sammy Smith, Creed, Herbst, Hemrick, Chandler Smith, Busch, Sieg, and Ellis, your top 10. Then Alfredo, Graf Jr., Poole, Gase, Perkins, your top 15. And then Nemechek, your first car on fresh tires in 16th. So Nemechek actually is probably going to have a good shot at picking up some stage points here. Custer will restart on the inside. Allgaier on the outside. Creed will restart on the inside of row 2. Sammy Smith to his outside. This will be our first good test of how much fresh tires matter, as everybody at the front of the field has 42 laps on their tires. And then we got fresh tires coming from the back. A 2-lap sprint here to the finish of stage 1. So far, the inside line has had much better restarts than the outside so far. Allgaier's 0 for 2, trying to make it 1 for 3. Here on this restart with the green flag back out, 2 to go in stage number 1, and Allgaier does get a good restart this time. Custer on the inside almost gets turned by the 2 there as they go down the dog leg. Creed shooting it through the middle. He's looking for second place. Allgaier's clear for the lead. They are 3 wide for second, though. Custer, Creed, Sammy Smith. Custer up the racetrack. He's losing spots like crazy. Kyle Busch down low. They're 4 wide. Chandler Smith, Custer, Herbst, and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch going to back out of it. They're still 3 wide here inside of the top 5. The white flag is going to be out here in stage number 1. Somehow we are still green, and it is a crazy dash for some stage points here. Allgaier out in front of all this mess, then Creed in second. Then you got Sammy Smith in third, Herbst and Custer, teammates side by side, round out your top 5. Then Chandler Smith, Nemechek, Hemrick, Mayer, and others all battling right here. And Nemechek on those fresh tires trying to charge to the front. And Allgaier, though, will pick up the victory here in stage 1. Creed second, Sammy Smith third. Oh, my goodness, they somehow keep it clean off of turn number 4. Custer, Busch, Mayer, Nemechek, and Chandler Smith, your top 10. Then Sieg, Hill, Burton, Alfredo, and Jones, your top 15. Ellis, Clements, Gralla, and Truex and Moffitt, your top 20. So I guess the lesson learned from that is with 15 cars starting on old tires, fresh tires were only able to work their way up to about 9th position on the racetrack, 9th and 8th. So I think old tires can definitely hold their own for a couple of laps. That's what I guess we learned from that. But now Allgaier, Creed, and everybody else inside of your top 7 will pit. Then Mayer and Nemechek will cycle through to the lead after they just took tires. And Dawson Cram is back on the lap in that 74 machine. Or back in the race, I should say, not back on the lap. He's 30 laps down, so it looks like they repaired whatever went wrong on that 74 car. Thanks to everybody watching right now. We're up to 3,402 subscribers. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll be live again tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race. We got 60 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. It's a free way to help support what we do here at Freeman Motorsports. Okay, so starting off stage 2, now that those guys who have who pitted under the previous caution. It'll be Mayer out front. Then it will be Nemechek, and then it'll be Hill, Burton, Brandon Jones, your top 5. Then it should be Clements, Gralla, Truex, Moffitt, Williams, Weatherman, your top 10. So a lot of new names at the front of the field now. Yeah, so those guys that did stay out, Allgaier will restart probably back down in about 15th through 20th, somewhere in there. So we'll see how long it takes them to work their way back to the front. I actually think this is a really good strategy call by Sam Mayer, Nemechek, those guys. Because honestly, the stage points I feel like don't matter a ton to them, and obviously they're still able to pick up a couple. And I think they're really setting themselves up here for the win, and it's actually, I think, a good strategy because it does shuffle out guys like Allgaier and Creed, who are really some of your biggest threats when it comes to battling for the victory here today. Looking at the chat here real quick. Are we talking about the HMS cars? Oh, Mark, yeah, the HMS cars had illegal parts, louvers last week, first, second, third. What was the fine and penalty? Haven't heard anything else. Well, I don't think they had the illegal parts last week. I think it's, yeah, I don't think it was last week, man. I'm pretty sure they just found him this week at the racetrack. No, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the louvers were at least, I mean, maybe they had them last week, but it seems like they were only found on this week's cars as far as I know. I know, Mark. Yeah, HMS is NASCAR's darling. That's just kind of how it is. Do I think it's right? No. But that's kind of just how it's been. Brian, HMS has been known to push things like everyone else that wins. But yeah, and I would also say that, though. I mean, in NASCAR and motorsports in general, if you're not cheating, you ain't trying. Isn't that how it's said? Looking back here, yeah. No, yeah, I would just say that, yeah, if you're not cheating, you ain't trying. That's kind of has all the sayings always been here in NASCAR. Now, I don't know what the penalty might be for these teams. We'll still have to find out. Also depends on, I guess, how much of illegal the parts were. Or on top of that, if they were using them last weekend at Las Vegas, if there's any sort of penalty for last week's actions. And now all the teams coming down pit road that did not pit under the previous caution. Justin Allgaier leading them down. So this will really jumble up the entire running order. Thanks everybody watching so far. We've had over 650 viewers so far on this one. I appreciate it. We're up to 75 people watching right now. Thanks to everybody watching. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be live tomorrow for the Cup Series race, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of that action. Oh, Mark. Mark, you have to try and work the gray area, but every team should be treated equal when it comes to punishment. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I also agree with what Brian's saying is that, yeah, with the HMS louvers thing, it's kind of finding an advantage, and then NASCAR makes a rule after it. So, yeah, it's kind of how it is. I will be interested to see what the outcome of all that is. Because I wonder if there's any really penalty for this week's race, because they were never used, unless they were used last weekend, but they were not used this weekend, even in practice or anything. So obviously Kyle Larson's pace this weekend, where he's so far whipped the field in practice and qualifying, really has nothing to do with the louvers that they were using. So I wonder how they deal out a penalty. EJ, how you doing? Only 50 laps of green flag racing so far. Stage 1 is complete. Stage 2 right now is what's going on. Still under caution right now for the stage break. Should be going green here shortly. But we'll go over your new running order now that this whole pitch strategy is starting to cycle through. Now at the front of the field, it's the number 1 of Sam Mayer. To his outside will be the number 20 of John Nemechek, who's got a bit of damage on the nose from practice. Then on row number 2, you have the number 21 of Austin Hill. To his outside, the number 27 of Jeb Burton. On row number 3, you have the number 9 of Brandon Jones and the number 51 of Jeremy Clements. And also, if you're just thinking to yourself, why are Jeb Burton and Jeremy Clements running this high up? That's because they decided to stay out, or no, not stay out. They pitted under the caution with 5 to go in stage 1 and then stayed out at the end of the stage and now cycled to the front ahead of everybody that had to pit at the end of the stage. Then on row number 4, you have the 26 of Kaz Grall and the number 19 of Ryan Truex. Rounding out your top 10, the 25 of Brett Moffitt and the 92 of Josh Williams. I'm really interested to see how long these guys, even though they have 2 laps at green flag racing on their tires, how long they're able to hang on to that track position. On row 6, the 02 of Kyle Weatherman. Excuse me. The number 48 of Parker Clearman in the backup car. In row 7, the number 8 of Josh Berry having to recover from that spin. Then the number 4 of Bailey Curry and Blaine Perkins rounds out your top 15. Then Parker Retzlaff, Connor Mozak, Greg Gaulding, Garrett Smithley are all the last drivers on that first stop strategy. And then everybody that has just pitted under the stage end. Everybody that's pitted under the stage end. The 18 of Sammy Smith, the 11 of Daniel Hemrick will both roll off 20th and 21st. Then Allgaier, the victor in stage 1, it rolls off 22nd. Herbst, Kyle Busch, Creed round out your top 25. Then Chandler Smith, Custer, Alfredo, Ellis, Poole, your top 30. Sieg, Gase, or Ryan Sieg, then Gase, Kyle Sieg, Graff, and Honeyman, your top 35. Earnhardt, Emerling round out your lead lap cars. Then Dawson Cram in 38, 30 laps down. Thanks to everybody watching so far. We got 80 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to get to 3,500 subscribers. We've just hit 3,400. Let's keep on grinding. Trying to get to 4,000 for Kevin Harvick. Thanks to everybody who's joined the channel so far this season. So far this year, we've had over 300 new subscribers to the channel, so I appreciate everybody who's decided to join the Freeman Motorsports community. Oops, sorry, I accidentally not mean to mess that up there on the screen. There we go. All good, all good. Still currently under commercial break here at the end of stage 2. This is a really long stage break. This is taking literally 10 laps of racing. My goodness. Only going to have about 25 or 35 laps of green flag here at a maximum in stage 2. Also, the final stage will be 110 laps. So 2 kind of brief sprints in stage 1 and stage 2. Then you got the long run to end out the race. Looking at the chat. Kyle Busch. No, only Kyle Busch is racing right now. Kyle Busch, he was on that strategy where they stayed out to the end of the stage, and so now he's pitted, so he's going to be restarting all the way down in like 24th. Yeah, 24th. So he's going to have to work his way from the back to the front once again, but I have no doubt that he can do it. So we're going to be going green flag racing here in stage number 2. This time by Nemechek on the inside, Mayer on the outside. Mayer is the control car. On row 2, you have Austin Hill on the inside, Jeb Burton on the outside. Here they are. Into turn 3. We're going to have 29 laps to go in stage number 2 when they get the green flag. Mayer the control cars. They go through the Geico restart zone. And we're racing again here in Phoenix. The green flag is down. A good restart for Nemechek down low. He's going to have the advantage as they cut down the dogleg into turns 1 and 2. Nemechek is your leader. Then Mayer in second. Austin Hill third. Jeb Burton fourth. Off of turn number 2, Nemechek has got the lead, and Austin Hill trying to clear Sam Mayer for second place. Austin Hill on the inside of the one into turns 3 and 4. Behind him, Jeb Burton, Brandon Jones, and oh, that was close. Jeb Burton going to take that spot, but Brett Moffitt around in front of the field to 25. Everybody does their best to avoid him. Oh, that was really close between the 08 and the 25. And now Moffitt going to lose all that track position. And we're going to get another restart here, but Moffitt goes around off of turn 4. Everybody somehow misses him. I think this was Josh Berry involved in another incident here already today. Josh Berry was the one spinning last time. Now it looks like... Oh, actually, no, Josh Berry not involved. I don't even... Yeah, it looks like... Okay, Clements comes down the racetrack and just like gets the air off or gets the 25 loose. Basically, it just comes down, gets right on his door on the entrance to turn 3, and that just spins that car right around. Really nothing that Moffitt can even do. Just takes all the air and the downforce off the side of that 25, and he's along for the ride. But now this is going to give those guys that are having to come back from that one strategy call another restart here to gain some more positions. Now it's going to be Nemechek who will be the control car on the next restart. Mayer, Hill, Burton, Truex your top 5, then Jones, Gralla, Weatherman, Barry, Clements your top 10, then Kligerman, Williams, Retzlaff, Sammy Smith already has worked his way up from 20th to 14th in just a half a lap of green flag. Then Hemrick rounds out your top 15. Mozak, Curry, Kyle Busch from 24th to 18th in just one lap of green flag racing. Then Chandler Smith, Allgaier, your top 20. Herbst, Creed, Perkins, Custer, Alfredo, your top 25. Then Poole, Smithley, Ellis, Golding, Sieg, your top 30. Then Gase, Graff, Kyle Sieg, Emmerling, Earnhardt, your top 35. Then Honeyman, Moffitt, and Cram round out your field. Still all 38 cars running in this race. Hey, we got 75 people in here right now. Appreciate it if you just drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get it up to 50 likes. I appreciate it. And let me know in the chat who your pick is to win right now. We're going to put up a new poll in the chat. Who wins at Phoenix? And now we're going to update it with who's running at the front right now. We'll put Nemechek in. You know, I'm pretty sure I misspelled Nemechek once again. And Allgaier. Custer. And who else? I'd say we'll say Sammy Smith. Smith is looking really strong. There we go. You're hoping Larson can win tomorrow? I'm hoping Larson get that first victory of the season tomorrow, man. It was so close last weekend in Vegas. The only thing I'm happy about is that Larson looks super strong, regardless of if he wins or not, just for what that implies about the fall race possibly, because I feel like Larson and Hendrick as a whole, even though Larson has finished top 10 in 7 out of the last 8 Phoenix races, I feel like he's really lacked race-winning pace at Phoenix. You know, he's fast, but he's never really the fastest. Obviously, he was able to win the championship and win the race there in 2021, but that was really more so through the work of his pit crew having that amazing pit stop there in the clutch, rather than the Fit 5 car just being the dominant car. So I think it's just a really positive sign to actually for things to actually look like Hendrick has a race-winning car at Phoenix. But still, the race is yet to come. Tomorrow we'll be live for that at 3:30 Eastern. If you're trying to catch the race, on TV, it'll be on Fox. Whew, I can't speak. Yeah, Brian, I'm hoping Larson wins tomorrow. Mark, Brexton won 2 out of 3 Bandolero races last week. First time running Bandolero. Apple don't fall far from the tree. Oh, I have no doubt that I'll probably be talking about Brexton Busch running in the Truck Series about 10 years from now. And in the Cup Series not long after that. His father's going to be doing everything he can to get Brexton up to the Cup Series. There we go, there we go. So we're going to be going green flag racing here once again in stage 2. Just had a quick caution on that restart for Brett Moffitt. Kind of getting pinched by Jeremy Clements going through turns 3 and 4. He went around, really avoided contact with everybody else. But now it'll be Nemechek as they come to the choose cone here. That means they'll be going green next time by. Nemechek going to go low or going to go high? And he's going to go low. Mayer will go high. Hill will go low. Burton will go high. Doesn't seem like there's really a dominant line here so far on these restarts. I personally think I would say the inside's a little bit better than the top side, but really not a huge difference. Whichever lane the control car's in has had the success so far. It's really just about timing that restart with the outside or the inside line that makes the difference. But it's going to be Mayer on the outside, Nemechek on the inside as the pace car pulls down pit road. We'll have 28 to go in stage number 2 when we get the green flag. So how does Nemechek and Kyle Busch work their way to the front here? They're on fresh tires, starting just outside of the top 15. As they come into the Geico restart zone, Nemechek on the inside, Mayer on the outside. Nemechek, the control car, he's going to get a really good restart down low, and Hill all over the bumper of that 20, pushing him to the lead. And now Jeb Burton looking to the outside of Sam Mayer, trying to make it 3 wide for second. Here comes Jeb Burton on the outside. It's not going to be there, but Nemechek out to the lead. Mayer up the racetrack just a bit in turns 3 and 4, trying to get it, or 1 and 2, my bad, trying to get a good run down the back stretch. Hill slot into third behind Austin Hill. Then you have Truex on the inside of Burton for fourth. Brandon Jones up the racetrack battling 3 wide for 5th place off of turn 4. He's going to lose a couple of spots right there. And I can see that yellow and red pilot car driven by Sammy Smith all the way down on the bottom of the apron, trying to make up as many spots as he possibly can here on this restart. Barry gotten by Casger all off of turn 2 for 6th. Sammy Smith up to 12th since the restart. At the front of the field, Nemechek under pressure from Austin Hill and Sam Mayer big time. And then they're side by side for 4th. Martin Truex Jr. on the inside of Jeb Burton as they go down the front straightaway into turn 1. It's so complicated, man. I keep wanting to think about the old Phoenix layout, even though it's been like this new layout for probably, 3 or 4 years now. Truex to the inside of Jeb Burton into turn 3. Like I said, this has been a very multi-groove racetrack so far today, but still pulling off the pass has not been easy by any means. And Truex, though, he'll get that pass done on Jeb Burton that time by off of turn 4. Nemechek still not driven away from Austin Hill yet. His lead only 0.3 of a second. Only got a half a second lead over Sam Mayer in third. Looking to see how those fresh tires charge from the midfield. Sammy Smith working his way up into the top 10. Kyle Busch up to 12th. Creed up to 15th. Allgaier only up to 17th. So Allgaier struggling at working his way through traffic right now. And we are already halfway through stage number 2. Sammy Smith looking to the inside of Daniel Hemrick into turns 1 and 2, my bad. I just did it again. Oh boy. You know, I'm getting out the kinks today, so that way we're all smooth for tomorrow for the Cup race. I got 75 people watching right now. I appreciate it. We got 35 likes. Let's get it up to 50 likes. Anyways, off of turn number 4, Sammy Smith going to complete that pass on Daniel Hemrick. Now he's up to 9th. The next car for him to catch is the number 9 of Brandon Jones. Kyle Busch is now caught up to the 0-2 of Kyle Weatherman, trying to work his way back into the top 10. Weatherman, though, going to the inside of Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Hemrick really struggling so far in this race. Even though he's on this strategy that's supposed to have given him track position, he's already about to fall out of the top 10 as he's gotten passed by Kyle Weatherman. But Hemrick going to go for the crossover into turns 1 and 2, but I don't think it's going to be there. Meanwhile, back in the pack, Custer, Chandler Smith, Jeremy Clements, they're 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Clements going to drop back there on the top side, and we got a crash in turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4. Yeah, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Or is that 3 and 4? I can't see. No, that's 3 and 4. No, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Oh, my goodness. This guy. In turns 1 and 2. Connor Mozak in the 24 car. He's spun around and actually slapped the outside wall with the driver's side of that 24 car. Decent amount of damage on that race car. He has really struggled so far this weekend. In qualifying, he butchered his qualifying lap at his start all the way back outside the top 30. And we'll have to see how this all played out. Looks like he's just, or goes around on his own there from my point of view. Yeah, he just gets all around on his own, and somebody else got a little bit of damage from that. Who is that? That's a 92 of Josh Williams. Gets maybe a tiny bit of damage on the right rear quarter panel. Should be all good. Yeah, it looks like Mozak just overcooks it. They've been a real learning experience for him in that 24 car. The thing is the left side of that car, or the right side, the right side, looks totally clean, but the driver's side, yeah, that is really scraped up. Thanks to everyone watching, guys. Up to over 1,000 viewers so far on the day. Appreciate it. Kyle Busch talking about how frustrating it is right now driving in the Xfinity Series, saying that nobody else knows how to drive. It's Kyle Busch thing to say right there. Okay, so I don't know if pit road was open that time by. I don't think it was. I don't think anybody would come to pit road here at the halfway point in this stage. Just really not worth sacrificing the track position. There certainly is tire fall off, but it's not severe enough to where fresh tires are overpowered. Especially if we're going to be on like a 20-lap green flag run. But it'll be Nemechek, Hill, Mayer, and then you have Truex, your top 4. Dawson Cram, once again, the free pass. Our longest green flag run of the day was in stage 1, and it was only, I believe, like 30 or 25 laps or so. And so Dawson Cram, even though he was behind the wall for 30 laps, he's already gotten the free pass like 3 or 4 times. But it's Nemechek, Hill, Mayer, Truex, Berry, your top 5. Then Garala, Burton, Sammy Smith, the first guy on somewhat fresher tires in 8th. Then Jones, Hemrick, your top 10. Weatherman, Kyle Busch, the next guy on somewhat fresher tires in 12th. As well as Creed, Allgaier, then Kligerman, your top 15. Then Custer, Chandler Smith, Clements, Herbst, Parker Retzlaff, your top 20. Then Alfredo, Ryan Sieg, Curry, Ellis, Poole, your top 25. Then Galding, Perkins, Moffitt, Smithley, Kyle Sieg, your top 30. Gase, Graff, Honeyman, Emmerling, Earnhardt, your top 35. Then Williams, Mozak, and Cram round out your field. Still all 38 cars that started this race, still in it. Thanks to everyone watching right now. We got 75 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you, Chris. What do you mean the cautions have been stupid this year? Care to elaborate a little bit more, T-Van? Looking at the chat, 60% of you guys think Allgaier's going to win. 20% say Nemechek. 13% say Sammy Smith. And just 7% going with Custer right now. But it's still under caution here. I have to say one thing that has been a real struggle so far today is these cautions are taking forever. I mean, there's not any debris on the racetrack. It's like they're just pacing under caution to pace under caution, I guess. Yeah, so far some guys having a good run today. I mean, I don't want to put too much stock on wherever anybody's running right now because of the jumbled track position. But I definitely want to shout out Kaz Gralla, been running in the top 10 quite a bit. Jeb Burton as well. Kyle Weatherman running inside the top 15 with that Al Motorsports car. That equipment is probably that is not going to run that well most weekends. Parker Kligerman, even though he's in that backup car, which they had to go to last minute, I highly doubt that car's anywhere near the condition of the primary. He's running inside of the top 15. And then on the other end, some guys that are struggling once again today. Jeffrey Earnhardt, he's full-time for Alpha Prime this season, and so far, really, Alpha Prime as a whole looks like they've taken a massive step back from last year. I'm not sure if it's running 3 cars compared to 2. But so far this year, Alpha Prime really has been running most of the time outside of the top 25, if not worse. So that team really needs to find a way to get some more pace into their cars. Obviously, they're a smaller operation. But you don't want to be like a second Hour Motorsports where you expanded too quickly. But now Nemechek will be the control car on the restart. He'll restart on the inside. Austin Hill is outside as they go into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get the green flag here with 16 to go in stage 2. Mayer on the inside of row 2. And his 2 is outside. Ryan Truex. Through the Geico restart zone they go. Nemechek with a good restart here once again. Mayer spins the tires just a bit. That's going to open the door for Josh Berry and Sammy Smith to be all over him as they go down into turns 1 and 2. Nemechek still not clear of Austin Hill. Hill going to drive it in deep on the outside. Gralla gets a little bit loose back in the pack. He's up high. But now it's Nemechek out to the lead. Not yet. Austin Hill still fighting back on the outside into turns 3 and 4. Hill staying right on the left rear side quarter panel of the 20. Off of turn 4. Nemechek with a slight advantage. Still not clear of Austin Hill. Ryan Truex up to 3rd. Sammy Smith with a great restart from 8th to 4th. Look out, everybody. We got 3 Joe Gibbs cars inside the top 4 right now. 4 Toyotas inside the top 7. I really can't remember the last time it was like that in an Xfinity Series race. But 14 to go this time by at the line. Nemechek now clear of Austin Hill. His lead 0.3 of a second. Ryan Truex and Sammy Smith all over the bumper of that 21 right now. Oh. John Hunter Nemechek going to have to serve a pass-through penalty from the lead. Nemechek went below the yellow line before he got to the restart. Oh, boy, that is going to really hurt his shot at winning today. Hopefully he can stay on the lead lap or at least just 1 lap down. But that would cycle Austin Hill through to the lead. Sammy Smith now has gotten by Truex for 3rd. Then Mayer, Berry, Kyle Busch up to 7th. Then Burton, Hemrick, Gralla, your top 10. Sammy Smith at the inside of Ryan Truex down the back straightaway. Oh, he's all over the left side of that 19. Even rubs him a little bit. And now it's going to be Sammy Smith that's going to finally clear Truex here off of turn 4. Oh, well, actually still not clear of the 19 as they go into turns 1 and 2. Truex doing a good job of holding his own on the top side, and that's what I've been saying. It's just really hard to pass, even though Sammy Smith has somewhat fresher tires than the 18, or the 19, I mean. It's just really hard to finish the pass. You get such a good run on the top side. If you can just hold your ground up there, you can really hold on to your track position for quite some time. Now Sam Mayer to the inside of Ryan Truex for 3rd. Also, Nemechek has served that pass-through penalty, and so Austin Hill is now your leader. Then Sammy Smith, did I say Truex? Anyways, Nemechek served that pass-through penalty. Then Truex, Mayer, Berry, your top 5. Busch, Burton, Hemrick, Jones, Gralla, your top 10, with 10 to go in stage 2 when they come back across the line next time by. Oh, Kligerman into the wall there just a bit off of turn 2. He got squeezed by Allgaier. He's already in the backup. He doesn't want to tear up another car today. I would definitely say all those drivers that decide to stay out and get the stage points in stage 1, I think they're regretting it right now because they have lost their track position, and really besides Sammy Smith and Kyle Busch, they have not been able to work their way back to the front. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Also, Nemechek is able to stay on the lead lap, surprisingly. I thought he was definitely going to lose a lap with that pass-through penalty, but he should be able to stay on the lead lap here pretty easily. So that really saves his race, but he's still going to have to come from the back to the front. Thank you to everybody watching. Hey, we got 75 people. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. We got almost 40 likes right now. Let's get it up to 50. Share the channel with a friend if you have not already. Brandon Jones going by Jeb Burton for 8th on the racetrack. Jeb Burton about to fall out of the top 10 here. Kaz Gralla currently holds on to that 10th and final stage point pay-in position. Sheldon Creed right behind him. 7 to go this time by. Austin Hill holding on to that lead as he continues to lay down the hammer on the Xfinity Series field so far this season. Now Sheldon Creed going to the outside of Kaz Gralla in turns 1 and 2. Oh, we got a spinner. Josh Berry spins once again right before the end of the stage in stage 1. Berry spun with 6 to go, and now he spins with 7 to go in stage 2. So this is going to bring out the yellow, and we're going to have a repeat of the strategy we had to see called in stage number 1. Do you pit under this caution, or do you stay out? This is going to get really interesting. Do you pit or do you stay out? I feel like, from what we saw so far, I think you'd have to pit. Actually, it was his teammate, Sam Mayer. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I mean, it kind of looked intentional. Sam Mayer just drove up to the back of the 8 and spun him out. I just don't think the 1 maybe anticipated the rate at which he was closing up to the bumper of the 8 car. But, I mean, he just came right up to the back of the 8 and just spun him out there, running through turns 1 and 2. Some friendly fire right there. Chris, you'd stay out? You're calling Truex for the upset. Wouldn't be surprised by that really so far. But that would be a great win for him. I don't know. I think, do you pit or do you stay out? If you pit, you're basically going for the win. If you stay out, you're going for the stage points. I think if your leaders pit, then I'd maybe stay out if I'm a little bit further back in the pack and wouldn't usually be in position to get stage points. I'd probably stay out, so that way I give myself that opportunity. 5 to go here in stage 2. I think pit road should be open this time by. Yeah, I actually think Berry and Nemechek should probably just stay out here. So that way you can get that track position. Or, well, actually, I don't know. No, I think if Nemechek and Berry, no, you do pit here. You do pit. Because you're basically already in a position where you're just going for the win. Like, forget about stage points. So pit road's open. All your leaders come down. Allgaier stays out. And so does, I think, like, a couple of guys. It's both the JD Motorsports cars stay out, but I'd imagine they're probably just going to come down pit road next time. But we'll see. It looks like only about 7 or 8 cars stayed out, and only Allgaier looks like the only really competitive car that also stayed out. Okay, we'll see once they cycle across the scoring line next time by. Everybody just taking 4 tires and fuel, though, as you're going to stay out at the end of the stage here, and then you really only have to pit once during that final stage, but I have a feeling everybody's going to pit twice during the final stage, probably split that final stage into thirds. And we're gonna get restarted with literally probably 2 to go, maybe 1 to go once again. So I think we're gonna have to wait for the scoring monitor to cycle through once again, and then that'll give us a real indicator of who decided to stay out and who didn't. Because a couple of guys might have stayed out here, but are actually going to just come down this time because they didn't want to get down pit road when it's all like chaotic. I'm talking about some like the back markers, you know what I mean? Okay, so it looks like Allgaier, Alfredo, Clements, Curry, Galding. So 5 cars stayed out. Allgaier, Alfredo, Clements, Curry, and Galding. And the lights are still on the pace car. So that means I don't think we're going to be going green for at least another lap or two. I'm trying to see, are the lights on the pace? No, we're going to be going green next time by. So we'll be going green with 2 laps to go once again in stage 2. So once again, another shootout to end the stage. Allgaier on the inside, Alfredo on the outside. Then Clements on the inside of row 2 to his outside Clements will take the outside of row 2. Kind of surprised by that call. Then Curry will go to the inside of row 2. And then on row 3, you will have, trying to see, can't quite make it out from here. Well, row 3 will have Gaulding on the outside, Austin Hill on the inside. Okay, Austin Hill definitely going to be making thing 3 wide through that dog leg, trying to sneak through the lead. Some guys definitely in positions to get some styled stage points here who wouldn't usually get them, like Alfredo, Clements, Curry, and Gaulding. Here they are through the Geico restart zone. 2 to go in stage 2. Old tires in the top 5. Austin Hill with the first car with fresh tires in 6th. Allgaier, good restart. Curry really spins the tires. That's going to back up Austin Hill. Austin Hill going to have to get squeezed by Daniel Hemrick. He's up the track there just a bit. Kyle Busch way up high, making things 4 wide around the top, trying to get by Jeremy Clements. Oh my goodness, that's really tight. At the front of the field, though, Allgaier and Alfredo are clear 1-2. And then it's Austin Hill all the way up to 3rd. Then Sammy Smith, Daniel Hemrick. Oh my goodness, not Austin Hill. I keep saying that. Kyle Busch getting boxed in by Jeremy Clements further back in the pack. Now Austin Hill is going to take second away from Anthony Alfredo. Hemrick is also getting by the 78. Sammy Smith going to the inside of the 78 through turns 1 and 2. Allgaier, though, has got 5 car lengths on the field. He is driving away, and he is going to sweep the stages here most likely as they go down the back straightaway for the final time in stage 2. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 2. Allgaier will sweep the stages in Phoenix. Then Austin Hill 2nd. Hemrick 3rd. Sammy Smith in 4th. Kyle Busch 5th. Alfredo 6th. Mayer, Herbst, Gralla, and Creed, your top 10. Then Truex, Custer, Weatherman, Clements, Chandler Smith, your top 15. So really, Allgaier and Alfredo, the only ones that are able to maintain that track position. So I think if we have a situation later in the race where it's maybe 2 or 3 to go and we get a caution, you only stay out if you got 5 or 6 cars that are going to stay out with you. If not, you're a sit-in duck. But now stage 3, 110 laps. So far we have had 6 different leaders, 7 lead changes. Thanks to everyone watching so far. We got 65 people in here. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to everyone watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I know I just said that, but it really does make a difference. So I appreciate it if you do, and if you haven't already, everybody who has already, really appreciate it. But yeah, so far, Allgaier, though, is now going to have to go to the back once again. And I really don't know if I actually like this strategy call by Allgaier. I mean, I don't know how bad. I feel like this is the strategy call where it's like, now I don't know how badly they want that win. Because, I mean, now they've gotten the maximum amount of stage points as they swept the stages. So really, I mean, as long as they finish inside the top 10 or top 15, it's really kind of a winning day for Allgaier because of all those stage points. So I kind of understand the strategy call. Everybody else that stayed out, I mean, they're just hoping they can maybe get some stage points. So really, it wasn't much of a high-risk situation for them. They're probably going to be cycled towards the back anyways. But yeah, Allgaier, it's going to take a lot of time for him to work his way back to the front now because last time, at least he was able to restart in 21st right about there. Now he's going to restart all the way back in 30th. Also, Dawson Crammell once again get the free pass. I'm trying to see how many free passes that 74 car has gotten because nobody else has really been a lap down much today. He's now gotten the free pass, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gotten 5 free passes so far in this race. This might just set a record here. I don't know what the record is for the most free passes in a race. I don't even know if somebody's ever kept track of that stat. But, yeah, so far, 5 free passes for Dawson Cram. That might be a record here. Oh, boy. Next to everybody watching right now. You got 70 people in here right now. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. I know Mark, one wreck can change it all. Darren, Jarrett, are you agree on Hendrick? What are you talking about? You got like, oh, Hemrick. Yeah, you agree on Hemrick. T-Van, Hemrick is the next Derek Cope. He just has luck occasionally, but Hemrick has more talent than Cope ever had. Okay, yeah. I think it's a decent comparison. I don't know if I'd say it's a good comparison, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, Mark, I know. I feel like Kyle Busch could definitely make things interesting. I do think that car does kind of limit him. The colored cars this weekend really don't seem to have much pace, or at least compared to Junior Motorsports and Joe Gibbs. So pit road should be open this time. And now that'll bring down Allgaier and Alfredo, Clements, and anybody else who hasn't pitted already. But yeah, Allgaier scored the maximum amount of stage points, 20. Sammy Smith picked up 15. Hemrick, 14. Creed and Herbst, 10 apiece. Austin Hill with 9. Mayer, 7. Alfredo, 5. Custer with 5 as well. Yeah, but what with all these stage points and his current running position, Allgaier has made up quite a bit of ground on your current regular season points leader, Austin Hill. But now, once he pits and cycles back to the rear of the field, that'll all go away, as Austin Hill will be back out front in position to win his 3rd race in just 5 races so far this season. Austin Hill's been lights out so far in 2023. Looking right now at the leaderboard, trying to get an update here. Thanks to everybody watching right now. We've had 1,300 viewers so far on the day. That actually might move the stream in one of the top 10 biggest ones so far this year. Appreciate it. And so we're closing in on 100 laps to go here, getting close to the halfway point. Yeah, a lot of laps left, obviously. It feels like this race has been pretty long, and it has. We've had so many cautions. Our longest green flag run is 20 laps, and I think on average we've only been going about 10, 15 laps without a caution. So, yeah, this race really has dragged us. Yeah, currently this is going to take 3 hours to do a 200-mile race. So I think we'll be going green. Are they coming to the choose cone here? No, not this time. So hopefully choose cone will be next time around. Whew. Thanks to everybody watching. We'll be live tomorrow for the Cup Series race. And hopefully there are not bots streaming the race once again. Man, I don't know why. I am so tired today. I'm going to need I'm going to have to find a bed after this thing and just take a power nap or something. I'm going to update the poll here. Because now out front is going to be Austin Hill. And we'll say, so who wins Phoenix? We'll put Hill in the poll. We'll say Kyle Busch as well. We'll got to say Allgaier, I guess. And then who's the 4th option in the poll? I'm trying to think. We could put, who else has run well? I guess Sammy Smith, actually. I think we'll put Sammy Smith in there. Okay, there we go. New poll up in the chat. Let me know who your pick is to win as the final stage is about to get underway here in Phoenix. Brian, I'm too young to be tired. I know. I am too young to be tired. I really do need to, like, I gotta fix my sleep schedule or something. Yeah, currently, though, this stream so far this season is currently in position to be 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2. 13th biggest stream so far this season, and in terms of Xfinity Series races, this is the 3rd biggest Xfinity Series race so far this season. So, I mean, I guess it's a positive. I mean, we still have the whole final stage to go, so things are really just getting started. I know, I probably need a Red Bull or something. You're welcome, Chris. No problem. I mean, I enjoy it. It's just the bots that have been pirating the Cup Series races have made things somewhat annoying. That's a good point, Mark. Babies are like the youngest humans, and they do sleep all day. So maybe that's supposed to be a sign to us that we need to spend more time sleeping. Dean Nance, Junior Motorsports will be in victory lane today. Well, in the fall Phoenix race, they've struggled to find success. But, yeah, in the past, the spring race has definitely fared better for the Junior Motorsports drivers. I mean, Justin Allgaier's looked like one of the strongest cars so far today. But this strategy call, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I actually think it's a good strategy call because of all the stage points they've collected. But in terms of setting them up for the race win, not so much the best strategy. The Mayor has been running solid inside the top 5, top 10. I don't think he's got race-winning pace, nor does I think Josh Berry, and definitely not Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones really has continued to struggle so far this season, as really being like the 4th Junior Motorsports car in terms of pace, really just lagging behind the others. Currently runs in 13th. Currently at the halfway point, and it's Hill, Hemrick, Sammy Smith, Kyle Busch, Mayer. Your top 5 will be going green next time by to start this final stage. I just have to say, these cautions have taken way too long. I mean, these stage breaks, all that happens is the pit stops and then the restart. But yet we're spending like 10 laps under caution in between stages. Pace car will pull off. It'll be Hill on the inside, Hemrick on the outside, then on the inside of row 2. That's right. Kyle Busch, after starting out back, has worked his way up to 3rd. Sammy Smith will restart to his outside. Then the inside of row 3 is occupied by the 98 of Riley Herbst. His outside is the highest running Junior Motorsports car at the moment in Sam Mayer. In row 4, Creed and Gralla. Row 5, Truex and Custer. In row 6, shout out Kyle Weatherman, currently running in 11th. Then Chandler Smith, Jones, Nemechek, Jeb Burton, Klickerman, Retzlaff, Moffitt, Williams, and Ryan Sieg round out our top 20. But we are green flag racing here once again in stage number 3. Oh, boy, Hill and Kyle Busch got really close there going into turn 1. Kyle Busch wants that lead, and he wants it now as they come off a turn 2 there. 4 wide. Kyle Busch on the inside. Hill dropping back. Sammy Smith and Hemrick. But Kyle Busch is your new leader in Phoenix. He's not quite clear of Hemrick yet as they go into turns 3, and 4. Sammy Smith now going to the inside of the veteran off of turn number 4. Sammy Smith not let Kyle Busch drive away with this one just yet. Austin Hill all the way down on the bottom of the dog leg trying to stay in this fight. He's going to the inside of Sammy Smith, making it 3 wide for the lead temporarily. But Kyle Busch all the way up almost against the wall. He's going to have a big run here off a corner exit. Sammy Smith, though, hanging tough on the inside of the 10. Here comes Hemrick with a run to the back of the 18. Sammy Smith throws the block, but it's now Kyle Busch. He's cleared Sammy Smith off of turn 4. Kyle Busch leads it out in the desert. Oh, that was tight between the 10 and the 18 once again through the dog leg. Yeah, it's Sammy Smith now once again to drive it in on the inside of the 10, and Sammy Smith going to take back the lead from Kyle Busch. Attaboy, Sammy Smith really proving his worth right now as he takes the lead back from arguably the GOAT of the Xfinity Series. Not even arguably, factually the GOAT of the Xfinity Series, the greatest of all time. And then you have Hemrick, Austin Hill, Mayer, your top 5, then Truex, Nemechek, Herbst, Custer, Creed, your top 10. And Allgaier, after starting out back in 30th, has only worked his way up to 23rd since the restart. He's got a long way to go to get back to the front and try and sweep all 3 stages. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Kaz Gralla getting passed by Eric Jones. Creed has worked his way up to 11th since the restart. He's now getting by Chandler Smith for 10th. Sammy Smith still out front, then Busch, Hemrick, Hill, and Mayer. Kyle Busch went up there, made a bold 3-wide pass to get the lead, and then all of a sudden he gets passed by the rookie, the 18-year-old Sammy Smith. He's probably like, what's going on? Now Nemechek, after having that pass-through penalty under green, was able to stay on the lead lap, and now he runs in the 6th position, looking for 5th on the inside of Sam Mayer down the back straightaway. Justin Allgaier's now worked his way up to 20th. He's rebounding faster this time than he did under the last stage after pulling that same strategy call. Thanks everyone watching right now. We got 75 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Currently, 50% of you guys say Kyle Busch is going to win. 11% say Sammy Smith. 11% say Hill. 26% say Allgaier. Chandler Smith giving the bumper to the back of Creed. Oh, but he gets pretty sideways there off of turn 4. Just able to hold on to it. These guys are racing hard here in the final stage. As now we are past halfway. 92 to go from Phoenix. And they're going to go to a side-by-side commercial break. But we will continue to bring you all the action. Chandler Smith to the inside of Sheldon Creed. Down the back straightaway, not going to be able to get there. Now Brandon Jones is going to have the momentum, and Chandler Smith going to lose a couple of spots here most likely, as now Kyle Weatherman still having a great run, going to go to the outside of Chandler Smith here. This is the battle for 10th through 14th right now on the racetrack. Also, Nemechek's gotten by Mayer. Now Mayer under pressure from Ryan Truex for the 6th position. Sammy Smith has grown his lead up to about 1.5 seconds over Kyle Busch, then 1.8 seconds back to Hemrick in 3rd. Austin Hill about 2 seconds off the lead in 4th. And now Justin Allgaier still recovering from that strategy call. He has worked his way all the way up to... Where is he on the leaderboard right now? He is all the way up to 18th, so still slowly but surely working his way back to the front. Now Riley Herbst going to the inside of Ryan Truex for 7th on the racetrack. I think Ryan Truex must have had a moment or something because he just lost about a second or so on the racetrack. And now Riley Herbst going to get to the inside of the 19, and he'll easily complete that pass. Now his teammate Cole Custer going to go to the inside of the 19 down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. And Brandon Jones all over the bumper of the 16. These guys are racing really hard right now. Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed, and Brandon Jones. Chandler Smith going to clear Creed off of turn 2 all the way down low, back up to the top. But Creed will have a run on the back of the 16. Where is he going to go with it into turns 3 and 4? Chandler Smith goes low. Creed goes high. Off of turn 4, Creed should have the run down the front straightaway. Kaz Gralla to the inside of... Kyle Weatherman, not going to be able to complete that pass. As these guys continue to battle, that's going to allow Justin Allgaier to close in on him. And Custer's got that pass completed on Ryan Truex for 8th further up the field. Last time by, Kyle Busch quite a bit quicker than Sammy Smith. Things are starting to go back to the 10 cars way as we start to get a little bit further on in this run. Austin Hill under pressure, putting pressure on Daniel Hemrick for 3rd place on the racetrack. Austin Hill trying to work his way back to the top spot after getting put 3 wide for the lead under the last restart. we might have a great battle in store. The young rookie versus the veteran here. Possibly a changing of the guard. And thank you to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We're up to 3,405 subscribers. I appreciate it. We'll be live again tomorrow for the Cup Series race, and we've just gotten across the 1,500 viewer mark for the day. I appreciate it. Sammy Smith off of turn 4. Still out front. Last time by his lap time relative to Kyle Busch. Last time by, Sammy Smith ran a 28.85. Kyle Busch ran a 28.93, so about a tenth quicker than the 10. And they were both pretty much faster than anybody else on the racetrack. And now this most recent time across the line, Sammy Smith runs a 29.08. Kyle Busch runs a 28.88. So Kyle Busch 2/10 quicker, and that gap almost down to a second now. So Kyle Busch definitely making up a bit of ground on the leader. And already this feels like the longest green flag run of the day, or at least the longest one we've had in a while. So you got to start to ask yourself things like lap traffic. When do they start to become a factor already? We're probably about 10 laps away from your leaders having to deal with some lap traffic. Now this most recent time across the stripe, Sammy Smith runs a 28.95. Kyle Busch runs a 29.28. So Kyle Busch just made up 2/10 and then just gave him 3 back. So a net loss there for Kyle Busch actually over the last couple laps. Austin Hill up to third. He's 3 seconds off the lead. His lap times are about a tenth slower than your top 2. But last time by Kyle Busch, once again, 3/10 slower than Sammy Smith. My goodness. Sammy Smith just putting down some good laps right now. Now we got a good battle going on for about 4th through 8th place there on the racetrack. Hemrick, Mayer, Nemechek, Herbst, and Custer all going at it right now. Also, Allgaier's worked his way up to 16th. He's trying to get by Parker Kligerman to get back into the top 15 after restarting 30th about 15 laps ago. Nemechek going to get by Mayer for 5th on the racetrack. But now Mayer going to fight back on the inside into turns 1 and 2. He's going to slide up just a bit. Off corner exit, the 20 should have the run and have that spot. Now Herbst trying to get to the outside of Mayer down the back straightaway, but Mayer going to back out of the gas there just a bit. Into turns 3 and 4. Mayer running down low, painting that yellow stripe. Up top are Herbst and Nemechek running ahead of him and behind him. 80 to go at Phoenix. Not in Phoenix, at Phoenix. And now Nemechek going to get by Daniel Hemrick through turns 1 and 2. He's up to 4th. Now Hemrick going to fall back into the clutches of Mayer, Herbst, and others. And I think this 11 car is about to get chained on the inside as Mayer looking to the inside of Hemrick off of turn number 4. Man, that 2 car looked really sideways there off of turn 4. He was fighting that thing with his hanging on for dear life. Chandler Smith trying to get by Ryan Truex for 9th on the racetrack. Right now, Chandler Smith going to go to the inside of that 19. On the long run in practice, the 19 was one of, if not the strongest car. But here in race conditions, he has really been fading on the long runs. Also, Allgaier has gotten by Kligerman for 15th. Gralla is going to get by Jeb Burton for 17th on the racetrack. Yes, Sammy is flying right now. And actually, I wasn't mentioning the intervals. I actually don't think Sammy Smith is running that fast. Kyle Busch has all of a sudden just started to fall like a rock. About 5 laps ago, Sammy Smith had a 1.5 second lead over Kyle Busch and a 3 second lead over Austin Hill. And now 5 laps later, his lead's up to 2.6 seconds over Kyle Busch, and it's still just a 3 second gap back to Austin Hill. So I think this 8-10 or the 10 car is just falling off. But he's got a bit of debris on the front grille, so I don't know if that might be hurting the engine right now. So actually him getting past might be a good opportunity to try and get behind a car so it can suck the debris off of that grille. Herbst going to the inside of Mayer off of turn 4. Doesn't look like he's going to have big enough of a run to complete that pass right there. And now Austin Hill's easily going to drive by Kyle Busch on the inside through turns 1 and 2. And Kyle Busch not really able to close up to the bumper of the 21 here, so it's not going to get the debris to come off the nose. At least not yet. And then it's another 2 seconds back to the next car on the racetrack, which is John Nemechek. Sam Mayer getting by Daniel Hemrick for 5th. Okay, actually it looks like Kyle Busch did drop back on purpose because of that debris on the grill, and now he's going to get right up to the bumper of the 21, and that is going to get that debris off. So now Kyle Busch has got that debris off the grill, and so you've got to imagine he's going to be pushing this shoe once again. And yeah, now he's already looking to pounce on the 21, trying to make up all that ground he gave up to Sammy Smith. Got 80 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. 75 laps to go in this one. 125 down. Hemrick has now also gotten passed by Herbst. Now Hemrick's going to drop back to 7th. Custer now putting the pressure on the 11. Creed's gotten by Truex for 10th. Brandon Jones gotten by Weatherman for 12th. Look for any other passes that have recently happened inside of the top 20. Mayer trying to stay close to the rear of this 20 car right now. Yeah, Custer and Creed have both caught up to the back of this 16. I would say, yeah, both the College cars, the 11 and the 16, have just really struggled on the long run today. Kyle Busch has been able to hold his own, but even he has fallen off quite a bit on the long run. And they're going to cut to a commercial break. Thanks to everyone watching, though, right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. Sammy Smith, the rookie, looking to get his first ever NASCAR Xfinity Series win in Phoenix. Currently, we'll go through a whole run order here really quickly for you guys. It's Smith out front, Austin Hill, Kyle Busch, Nemechek, and Mayer, your top 5. Your top 5 separated by about 5.5 seconds right now. And then Herbst, Hemrick, Chandler Smith, Custer, and Creed, your top 10. Then Ryan, Truex, Jones, Weatherman, Allgaier, Barry, your top 15. Allgaier recovering from that strategy call, which got him 2 stage wins, but to start the final stage, he was all the way down in 30th. Now he's worked his way back up to 14th. Then you have Barry, Kligerman, Burton, Gralla, Moffitt, and Retzlaff, your top 30. Then Ryan Sieg, Josh Williams, Ryan Ellis, Alfredo Clements, your top 25. Then Kyle Sieg, Curry, Poole, Galding, and Graff, your top 30. Then Honeyman, who doesn't have a rear bumper on that car after getting in the wall earlier and that ripping the rear bumper off that car, runs 31st. Mozak has gotten into the wall pretty hard on the passenger side, on the driver's side of the car. I can't speak. But he still runs 32nd. Then Smithley, Gase, Emerling, your top 35. Emerling, the last car on the lead lap right now, and he's about to go a lap down to your leader. Then Perkins, the first car, 1 lap down. Earnhardt, 1 lap down in 37th. Then Dawson Cram, 31 laps off the lead in 38th. Last car in the field right now. But yeah, your leaders are definitely going to have to start working lap traffic now, and that could change up the battle for the lead. That could definitely bog down Sammy Smith. And Kyle Weatherman has gone up and passed Brandon Jones and Ryan Truex. Kyle Weatherman having a heck of a day in that 02 for Our Motorsports. I mean, he is up here outrunning Junior Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Machinery in that Our Motorsports car, which is a single car operation that, I mean, probably has less than 10 full-time employees. That team almost shut down last season. I mean, and yet somehow he's taking that car and driving it almost into the top 10. I mean, shout out Kyle Weatherman right now for sure. Allgaier, meanwhile, is caught up to this battle, and he is looking to pick up a couple of these spots. I think Allgaier definitely probably has the strongest car of the day. Sammy Smith's car might be a bit faster, but he's looking to make quick work of these guys with 68 laps to go. The laps starting to wind down. Pit stops, I would not be surprised, probably about 10, 15 laps away. Guys, we're going to start split this final stage in half. Mark, you need a caution right now? I actually kind of enjoyed some of this long run racing right here. And we still got a lot of time for a caution to occur naturally, I'd say. And Kyle Busch has gotten back ahead of Austin. No, wait, no, I take it back. It looks like he was... Kyle Busch is trying to catch up to Austin Hill. Off of turn 4, got loose and actually tagged the right rear corner panel on the outside wall. So that thing's just a little scraped up now. Sammy Smith leads now up to 3.5 seconds over Austin Hill, 4 seconds over Kyle Busch. Nemechek 5.5 seconds off the lead in 4th. Mayer 5th. Herbst 6th. Chandler Smith and Hemrick 7th and 8th. Then Creed, Custer round out your top 10. Right now, looking at your lap times, Austin Hill a 1/10 of a second faster than your leader last time by. Allgaier, though, was the fastest car on the racetrack all the way down in 13th. He's gotten by Ryan Truex. He's trying to get by Brandon Jones as I speak. And now your leaders working their way by the 35 and the 53, putting them a lap down. Now Garrett Smithley and Connor Mozak, the next cars to go a lap down on the racetrack. This is our longest green flag run of the day. And Sam Mayer going to drive it in real deep in turns 1 and 2, and he's going to get by John Hunter Nemechek. That's for 4th. Sam Mayer having a good run so far today, the highest running junior motorsports car at the moment. And now Nemechek under pressure from Riley Herbst, another guy having a solid run today. A lot of people had Cole Custer pegged to just blow Herbst out of the water, but so far Herbst, even though it's early in the season, as I'm pretty sure he's outrun Custer, at least in terms of their end result, every race so far this season. And now Creed trying to get to the inside of Daniel Hemrick for 8th place on the racetrack as they come off of turn 4. Yeah, I'd say it's kind of, I don't know. Oh, the caution's out here with 62 to go. Oh, we got the 08 in the wall in turns 1 and 2. He has just come to a stop, actually. It doesn't look like he even got into the wall that much. I don't know. That's Gray Galding in the 08. I looks like, or actually no, it's Joe Graff. I don't even know the leader. We're not Joe Graff Jr. That is Gray Galding in the 08, and he's going to lower the window nets. So I don't know if the engine just gave up on him. It doesn't look like he's gotten into the wall that hard. Not a lot of damage. It's kind of hard to tell from this vantage point, but his day definitely done. I don't know. Actually, it looks like he's gotten in the outside wall. It doesn't look like there's a lot of damage, but he is really slow to get out of the race car right here. I think he's definitely had the wind knocked down of him. Okay, then it must have been a really hard hit. So it looks like you had a flat tire going into turns 1 and 2. The only reason I said it didn't look like a hard hit is that, I mean, the wall had like a couple of scrapes on it, but in the car, I mean, the front end is not that scrunched up. Looks like we're in our replay here. This is pretty rough camera. He's already in the wall kind of at this point. That's kind of a weird one there. And thanks to everyone watching right now. That'll give the free pass to Connor Mozak. And also, this will be our first DNF of the race with 60 to go. We've not seen very high attrition level yet in this one. So that'll put 31 cars on the lead lap. Yeah, with 60 to go, I think you're like just on the edge of your fuel window right here. Like, you might be able to just make it to the finish. I'm not sure. I think they might actually be outside of their fuel window. Thanks to everybody watching right now. But yeah, track position is definitely key. So, I think everybody's going to pit here. I mean, you have to pit. You're so far into the run at this point. You're not guaranteed another caution. I actually have no idea what the fuel window is. I'm going to see if I can find that somewhere. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We got about 80 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Up to 1,666 viewers on the day. That's a nice number. Almost up to 50 likes. Hit that like button, ladies and gents. Yeah, this stream is now the 10th biggest stream of the season. So thanks to everybody tuning in. So with 59 to go, I think pit road will be open this time. Looks like it. Yeah, I had to imagine you come down pit road here. But Kyle Weatherman having literally a heck of a day. I mean, that 02 basically unsponsored. I mean, I just want him to get a shot and actually good equipment full time. I think he'll be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, this caution does bring Justin Allgaier, I think, back into the fold after being shuffled back so far. Looking at the chat here right now. Thanks everybody watching. Brian Chastain, you think Busch just really wants to beat this 18 car? I would not be surprised. I think Kyle Busch just wants to win. I don't think he really cares who's in front of him. He just wants to win. And pit road's open, and yep, everybody's going to come down pit road here. No surprise. I wonder if you'll see anybody take 2 tires. I just think you got to take 4 tires here no matter what. $80 people in here right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We're over 1,700 viewers on the day. This is now the 9th biggest stream so far of 2023. We'll be live again tomorrow for the Cup Series race, so make sure you tune in for that. Kyle Larson will lead the field in the green, trying to get his second Phoenix victory. Austin Hill with a great stop on pit road. He'll take the lead on pit road. Sammy Smith with a bad pit stop loses the lead, and another one. Kyle Busch up to second. Then Nemechek, Herbst, Creed, Allgaier, Chandler Smith, your top 10 on terms of the race off of pit road. Yeah, Austin Hill, that whole team firing on all cylinders. Already got 2 wins on the season, and the pit crew not being a slouch either. Whew. Looking at the chat. I know we're going to get restarted here, so it'll be Austin Hill, Kyle Busch, Sammy Smith, Nemechek, Herbst, your top 5. Herbst having a solid run here today. Sammy Smith really showing what he's made of. Kyle Busch out here duking it out with these guys. I definitely say that 10 car is definitely, the car itself is a bit slower than these other guys in the top 5, but Kyle Busch is making up the difference. Then you have Mayer, Creed having a solid run today. I think he's definitely got a shot at a top 5. Allgaier, Barry, Jones, your top 10. Jones just looking to get a decent result. He has struggled so far this season. Chandler Smith, Ryan Truex, Custer. Custer had a poor pit stop there. He lost quite a few spots. Hemrick, Kligerman, your top 15. Then Burton, Gralla, Moffitt, and I just feel bad for Weatherman, man. That 0-2 team, like I said, that's a small operation over there at Our Motorsports, so no surprise that their pit crew probably not as quick as everybody else, like the Joe Gibbs and the Junior Motorsports. They lost 8 spots on pit road. That's going to be hard to make up. Alfredo rounds out your top 20. Then Ellis, Retzlaff, Curry, Sieg, Graff, your top 25. Then Poole, Honeyman in his first ever start in 27th. Williams, Sieg, Clements, your top 30. Then Mozak gets the free pass. And I think, did Emerling and Gase possibly take the waiver round? Maybe. We'll see if I can get an update on that. Then you have, if not, they're both one lap down. And Smithley, Perkins, Earnhardt, each one lap down. Gaulding out of the race, 8 laps down. And I think Dawson Cram has gone behind the wall again. He might be done for the day this time, actually. But if you look at the live standings, as they run, Austin Hill just tacking on to his regular season points lead. 20 points over Allgaier, 40 points over Nemechek, 50 points over Herbst. Herbst, actually, that shows you Herbst's currently 4th right now in the regular season standings. He's just been really good and consistent so far this season. It's still very early on, but solid signs from Herbst. And then some drivers that you wouldn't be surprised where they're running right now in the points. Currently, the driver just above the cut line, Parker Kligerman, has got 99 points on the season. He is +7 over the cut line. Creed came into today below the cut line, but has run well, gotten stage points. Now he's up above the cut line. He has got 9 points on the math line, doing some quick math there. Hemrick, 10 points above the cut line. Then you got Jeb Burton running in 13th still this far in the season. A solid run for him. He is 7 points below the cut line. Joe Graff Jr., 9 points below the cut line, but that's partially because he was in that Joe Gibbs equipment for a couple of weekends, so he's probably going to drop. But Brandon Jones in that number 9 for Junior Motorsports, I mean, that car dominated the season last year with Noah Gragson in it, and he is currently running 14 points below the cut line. Brett Moffitt also running 27 points below the cut line. I kind of expected a bit more from that operation. But with 54 to go, we're going to be going green next time by. The pace car is going to pull off. Austin Hill will be on the inside. Kyle Busch on the outside. Kyle Busch made things crazy on the last restart. He's going to be trying to get the lead once again. On row 2, you got 2 Joe Gibbs teammates. Nemechek on the inside. Sammy Smith on the outside. Row 3, you have Herbst Mayer. Row 4, Creed and Allgaier. And row 5, Chandler Smith and Josh Berry. Here we are, about to get the green flag to get back green in the final stage. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the Geico Restart Zone. They go Austin Hill with a good restart down low. Kyle Busch staying on the quarter panel of that 21. Then everybody's going to spread out 3 and 4 wide through the dog leg. Down into turns 1 and 2. Austin Hill with a slight advantage over Kyle Busch. Chandler Smith way down low. And then off of turn number 2. The 21 still not clear of Kyle Busch yet. Kyle Busch holding his own on the outside. That 10 is definitely a short run car as they go through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch surges ahead on the outside. He's got Sammy Smith behind him. Kyle Busch will lead it at the line. Once again, they split out through the dogleg, and then they merge together into turn 1. Kyle Busch on the outside with a slight advantage over Austin Hill. Sammy Smith making it 3 wide in the middle. Sammy Smith through the middle. He's going to get by Austin Hill. We got a spinner in the pack. Sheldon Creed around. And oh my goodness, how does Ryan Truex avoid him? Wow. Wow. Oh man, things are just getting racy at the front of the field. But Sheldon Creed goes around. I just mentioned how he was having a good run. Oh, he's going to have to have a big recovery here. He's got a flat left rear on that car as well. So he hopes that thing doesn't start tearing apart the left rear corner panel. Oh, and now is Sammy Smith out front. We'll see. Oh, looks like, no, the tire just goes soft on the 2. He doesn't get spun, so I don't know. He must have had some contact with somebody. Because, yeah, that left rear just gets cut down. I don't know. Actually, it doesn't look like he has a tire rub either. But yeah, the left rear is definitely just goes down on its own there. So that's a little bit concerning for Creed. But everybody does a good job at avoiding that. I mean, Truex almost just runs into that 2-car head-on. Is just able to avoid him. As well as Brennan Poole sideways trying to get by that 2 in the 19. Yeah, Sheldon Creed's day is pretty much done now. As that tire's just gone to bits, now he's going to come down pit road. And they're going to put a new right rear on that thing. Hey, we got 1,800 people in here right now. Dylan Trains, how are you doing? No comprendo. What is it? Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Hablo solo inglés. I think that's how I say it. Trying to remember my 3 years of Spanish. But yeah, okay. So basically nobody has a set of tires left. So that spin basically just killed Sheldon Creed's day because his tires are going to be killed. And they basically had to put on a set of scrubs on the left side. Oh boy. And that's going to take out Creed's shot and another good run. And his struggles look like they're just going to continue on, man. Tough break for that team. Hey, we got 90 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, maybe it's a possible broken valves then. Like, I don't think they know yet. The team might know. Oh, Dylan, were you able to understand what I was saying? And then, like, what, hablo solo inglés? Isn't hablo speak? I think that's what that is. I might be totally wrong. No. Yes, it is speak. So, hablo solo inglés. Oh, no, that's I speak alone. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's... English is English, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know. That's close enough. Close enough. Yeah, no one else has new tires. So, yeah, if you have to pit now, you're putting on scrubs. And you really don't want to spin because that's going to destroy your tires. And your day's pretty much going to be done. Just like Sheldon Creed's is most likely. I'd say at this point, a top 20 top 15 would be a really good result for Sheldon Creed now. But the free pass after that, I think, is going to be the 35 of Joey Gase. Actually, Patrick Ummerling and Joey Gase did stay out there and take the wave around under the last caution. So that's actually, they got bailed out by this caution. So I think the free pass is going to be Garrett Smithley. Thanks to everybody watching. And now your current running order at the front of the field, it's Sammy Smith, then Kyle Busch, Austin Hill, John Nemechek, and Justin Allgaier, your top 5. Allgaier working his way back to the front, trying to sweep all 3 stages here in Phoenix. Then Herbst, Mayer, Barry, Custer, and Chandler Smith, your top 10. Then Jeb Burton having a solid run in 11th. Jones, Kligerman, Gralla, Truex, your top 15. And then Hemrick, Moffitt, Weatherman, Retzlaff, Curry, your top 20. Then Ellis, Alfredo, Sieg, Poole, Graf, your top 25. Then Williams, Mozak, Honeyman, Kyle Sieg, and Clements, your top 30. Then you got Emmerling, Gase, and Creed, the last car on the lead lap in 33rd. Then Smithley, Perkins, Earnhardt each 1 lap down. Then Gaulding and Dawson Cram out of this race. Still 36 cars in this race out of the 38 that started. And we are closing in on the end. 47 laps to go currently as we are still under yellow. And we've... This stream so far, thanks to everybody who's tuned in, it is now, doing some quick math, it is the 1, 2, so it is the 8th biggest stream, closing out on being the 7th biggest stream so far of 2023. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Oh, whoa, we're up to 3,409. So... making some good progress today. We've had, I think like 10 new subscribers, 11 new subscribers today. Appreciate it. We'll be live again tomorrow for the Cup Series race. So don't miss that. And I think we're going to start bringing some more shorts content, especially shorts content, to the channel. Maybe a bit of a long form video content, but that just takes quite a bit more time for me to make, especially if I want to make it like quality. And that's, if I did make video content that was like 5 to 10 minutes, I would want it to be quality. I just don't have that time really in my schedule right now to pull that off. And honestly, I like doing these streams, so that's kind of what I do. Okay, thanks, Dylan. Thanks. I mean, hey, I took 3 years of Spanish. That's what the English education system teaches you, basically. That's as far as I could get. I just foreign language is never my thing. It's not like, I don't know, like math or history or whatever, where you can, not even really history. Really, math is only the good comparison where it's like you can't really guess. You either know it or you don't. But Mark, what? Jalapeno burrito, senorita. Yeah. Vamos. Now we're just going to be speaking Spanglish in the chat. Hey, we're over 50 likes on the day. I appreciate it. So now, as we look at the running order, man, these cautions are taking so long. What? That was a single car spin, and we've been under yellow for like 10 laps. Like, I don't even know. Nobody even came to pit road. If this isn't the choose cone here, okay, this is the choose cone. Sammy Smith will go low. Kyle Busch will go high. Then on row 2, it'll be Austin Hill down low. John Nemechek up top. Then Allgaier up high. Herbst down low. That's your first 3 rows. Row 4 will be Barry down low, Mayer up top. Those two guys already got into each other once today. Over the radio, Mayer was basically told that you owe Barry one. Hold on just a moment. Okay, 45 to go, though, currently in this one. You're from Argentina. Well, thanks for tuning in from Argentina, Dylan. We love our international audience. What do you think about that one Argentinian IndyCar driver this year? Anyways, green flag about to be out once again. Sammy Smith on the inside. Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch on the outside. Kyle Busch with a good restart here, holding his own up top, but Sammy Smith has got the lead through turns 1 and 2. Now Nemechek trying to get to the inside of Kyle Busch off of turn 2. He's going to get to there. Down the back straightaway. Nemechek on the inside of Kyle Busch into turn 3. Oh, Allgaier going to pull out on the inside of Austin Hill for 4th. That's not going to stick, but Nemechek is going to get by Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch starting to fall back here on these last couple of restarts. He just does not have the same car that the Joe Gibbs car has got today. He's doing his best in that Kaulig equipment, but it's just not on the same par as the Gibbs machinery right now. Then it's Hill, Barry, Allgaier, Herbst, Chandler Smith, Mayer, and Kligerman, your top 10. Herbst's going to go to the inside of Chandler Smith through the dog leg. 42 laps to go. Barry up the racetrack just a bit. That's going to open the door for his teammate Allgaier to have a run on him. Barry actually had a good restart here. He's jumped up from 7th to 5th. Barry trying to get to the outside of Austin Hill for 4th place on the racetrack. Not going to be able to get there. Oh, he's looking for the crossover. He's got a good run on the 21 this time into turns 1 and 2. Barry to the outside of the 21. Off of turn number 2. He's going to get to that quarter panel. Oh, no, he's not. Gets really sideways there off a corner exit. He is wheeling that thing right now. Barry now side by side with Hill through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4. Barry is going to have the spot at the line, and with the preferred line into turns 1 and 2, I think Barry's going to be able to take 4th away from Austin Hill. Sammy Smith has already grown his lead up to a 2.5 over John Nemechek. My goodness. $40 to go right now. Thanks to everyone watching. Right, we got 95 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And Barry's still not totally clear of Austin Hill. It is just so hard to make a pass today. Like it really does take fighting somebody for at least a couple of laps to really seal the deal. And now Austin Hill's actually going to slightly pull ahead of the 8 car down the back straightaway. Through turns 3 and 4. Barry drives it in deep on the high side and off a corner exit. Can he finally clear Austin Hill? Yes, time he will. Kligerman's now dropped from 10th back to 12th. Weatherman trying to recover from that bad pit stop. He's worked his way from 19th to 17th. And Mozak, with all that damage, currently runs in 19th. That's a really good recovery job. And that car is beat up. Sammy Smith, though, has led more laps than anybody else so far today. He's been out front for 55 circuits and counting. Custer led 38 laps early on. Nemechek's led 23. Allgaier was out front for 20 laps, but somehow swept both the stages. Yeah, now Sammy Smith's lead almost up to 2 seconds over his teammate, Nemechek. Right now, Allgaier, he had finally worked his way back near the front, but I don't know, maybe they made a bad adjustment on that car, but either way, he is starting to slip back in a hurry. Yeah, now Allgaier's dropped back to 8th, and he's going to be under pressure from Cole Custer here pretty soon. And thanks to everyone watching so far today. Hey, we're almost up over 100 viewers. I appreciate it. We're at like 99. The iceberg. No, wait, yo, the iceberg, you're in here? What? What? You're in here? What? Yo, how are you doing? This has been a crazy race so far today. Brandon Jones working his way around the outside of Daniel Hemrick. That is for 13th. Jones still having his best run so far the 2023 season, but I'm still very worried for that whole team. I know it's a new, he switched from Gibbs to Junior Motorsports in the offseason, but he has just lagged so much behind his teammates so far this season. Thank you, Iceberg. Well, we've been trying to grow this channel. I started doing these live streams, I guess, consistently kind of last summer. And, we've kind of gone from about 1,300 subscribers to now 3,400 just about. So just continuing the grind. Going to try and start working on more, I guess, video content than just these live streams to try and grow the channel that way this upcoming season. But I'm still a senior in high school, so it's just sometimes hard to really find the time. But anyways, it's Sammy Smith, Nemechek, Busch, Barry, Hill, your top 5 currently. And Creed, after having that spin, had to put some scuffs on the left side, because he didn't have any sets of tires left, and he's slowly recovering back to the front. But, his tires are going to be in a lot worse condition than everybody's racing right now. And his struggle to start off this 2023 season is going to continue on, but still currently runs 22nd. Like I said, a top 20, top 15 result after that would be a really solid result given the conditions for Creed. And they're going to cut to side-by-side commercial break, but it's Sammy Smith and Nemechek, Kyle Busch. Your top 4, they're separated, or top 3, my bad, separated by 3 seconds currently. Then Barry, 4.5 seconds off the lead. Hill, 5 seconds off the lead in 5th. Then Chandler, Smith, Herbst, Allgaier, Custer, and Mayer round out your top 10. Kligerman and Moffitt in 14th and 15th battling on the racetrack. Kligerman in that backup car, which they've worked with throughout the day. They had to go to that backup car after crashing in qualifying last minute, so he really struggled early on, but they've made adjustments to it, and now he's probably going to come out of here with a top 15 result. So honestly, given the conditions, also probably going to have a solid result for Kligerman, similar to Creed. Yeah, thanks a lot, the Iceberg. I love your vids. Oh, we got a caution out for Anthony Alfredo. Tough break for Alfredo, man. He has been doing really well in those BJ McLeod Motorsports cars. But it doesn't look like there's much damage on the race car. He's just slow on the racetrack. Did he spin? Yeah, he must have spun because there's no damage on either side of the race car. But that's going to bring out the yellow with 30 to go. And, things are about to get interesting. Things are about to get interesting. And, yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to the Iceberg's channel yet, subscribe to the Iceberg. Makes amazing NASCAR content. Yeah, Sammy Smith, his 3.5 second lead over his teammate John Nemechek just vanished like that. And if I could snap, I would snap, but I can't snap. And this will bring Kyle Busch right back into the picture. But I wouldn't be that concerned about Kyle Busch if I was Sammy Smith. I would be much more concerned about my teammate Nemechek, Austin Hill. Those have been the guys that seem to have better cars as the day has gone on. Kyle Busch's car, if anything, is starting to fall off, it looks like. Thank you, David. Chris, you want 4 Mr. Feelgoods? Oh yeah, if I got a set of tires left, I'm coming down pit road and I'm putting them on. But yeah, replay of the incident. Yeah, Alfredo just lost it on his own there. It looks like he just lost it there on the apron in turns 1 and 2. Was honestly able to save it pretty quickly, and then he was towards the tail end of the lead lap car, so he wasn't really near anybody. I could actually possibly get behind the argument of that not being a caution, but I mean, now it's not really worth the argument. Anyways, if you've saved tires, though, now you come to put them on. I don't know who has tires left right now, but we're about to find out. You're going to put on tires, and you're going to feel like Superman, but I'm pretty sure very few drivers still have a set of tires left. For instance, Sheldon Creed didn't have any left, and he had one, so he popped a tire, so he literally had to put on a pair of scrubs. So yeah, maybe even if you don't have a set of fresh tires, if you have a pair of scrubs that maybe only have 5 laps on them, maybe you want to come down and put those on. But track position has been key all day, so fresh tires still may not even be the answer. But yeah, a quick recap of what has happened so far today. In practice, Nemechek got the nose taken off that car by the 66, so they had to repair the front end just a bit. I mean, pretty minor damage, but still they had to do some repairs. And then in the race, stage 1 was going pretty low-key until Josh Berry spun out with about, 5 to go in the stage. Actually, we'll recap this thing real quick. I'll just look at the chain of events. So yeah, the first caution of the day brought out for the 07. Or wait, no, for debris. Oh yeah, that was the 45. Now it's come back to me. So the first caution today, the 45 of Honeyman, got up into the wall in turns 1 and 2 in his first ever start. He is 18. He's literally my same age. He's a senior in high school, and he is making his first ever Xfinity Series start. He's obviously doing something right. But anyways, he got into the wall. The bumper was hanging on by a thread, and then just came off. And then that was obviously a whole bumper lane on the racetrack, caution for debris. And then after that was the restart with about 10 to go in the stage. Josh Berry got spun in turns 3 and 4. Then we had a green-white checkered in stage 1. Justin Allgaier won that stage. And then we had a bunch of different strategies in terms of tires. Stage 2, we had the 25 spin right after a restart. We had the 24 and the 92. Oh, yeah. You had the 24 of Connor Mozak spin in turns 1 and 2. He got into the wall. That was another caution. And then you had Josh Berry get spun out by his teammate Sam Mayer. Some inter-team, it wasn't intentional, but some inter-team rivalry possibly brewing. But, yeah, that brought out the caution late in stage 2. Then we had another late restart in stage 2. My God, I cannot speak right now. Justin Allgaier won the second stage. And then in stage 3, you had the 08 getting into the wall in turns 1 and 2. We didn't really ever have a good replay of that crash, but he's out of this race. He was the first DNF along with Dawson Cram. And then most recently, you had Sheldon Creed spin, and now we have had the 78 spin. So we're going to get restarted with about 20 to go or so. I don't think anybody has any sets of tires left. Yeah, nobody had any sets of tires left, so nobody even came down pit road here. But yeah, you're going to have the 18 restarting on the inside, and then to his outside, his teammate John Nemechek, and then on the inside of row 2, look out, Kyle Busch. The last time he restarted in that position, he jumped out, made it 3 wide for the lead, and he took the lead. But then restarting to his outside is Josh Berry, who's had a long day. He's been spun out twice. Then on row 3, Austin Hill and Chandler Smith. Row 4, Riley Herbst and Justin Allgaier. And row 5, Cole Custer and Sam Mayer. Some guys having solid runs so far today. Kaz Gralla, Kyle Weatherman, Ryan Ellis, Connor Mozak, all those guys running inside the top 20. The rookie, Sammy Smith, trying to get his first ever NASCAR Xfinity Series win. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. Into the Geico restart zone. We are racing once again in Phoenix. 24 laps to go. Sammy Smith almost gets hooked by Kyle Busch. That was close. Here they are, 3 wide for the lead into turns 1 and 2. Kyle Busch down low. Nemechek up top. They're way up. Everybody on old tires. Nemechek into the wall. Somebody in the wall. Back in the pack. I think that was the 31. At the front of the field, though, Kyle Busch and Sammy Smith still battling. Guys rubbing doors down the back straightaway. They are 4 wide. Kyle Busch to the inside of Sammy Smith for the lead. They are 4 wide, still back in the pack. How are they hanging on to it? Sammy Smith will lead the lap at the stripe. Kyle Busch in second. Then Austin Hill and Josh Berry side by side for third. Riley Herbst rounds out in the top 5. Then Chandler Smith, Ryan Truex, and then I don't even know. It's a whole gaggle of 20 cars running like 3x3, 4 rows deep. That's right. It's not Talladega. It's Phoenix. Things are getting crazy here. Everybody on old tires dicing it up. Those cars are on edge right now. And Allgaier's going to get a bump from his teammate Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones, Allgaier up the track. They both just hang on to it. Oh, no, Allgaier into the wall with Kaz Gralla and others. Oh, tough break for Kaz Gralla. He was having a great run. Allgaier as well swept the stages. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that 7 car, that is destroyed as well as this 26. But this all starts with Brandon Jones getting up the racetrack into his teammate. And then as it looked like they'd almost worked everything out, but then trying to remember now, I think it's like the 9 got into the rear of the 26, and then the 26 up the track into the 7. It was a mess. But on that restart, everybody drove it into turns 1 and 2, and then they're like, oh my goodness, we're all on old tires, and everybody slid up the racetrack and almost gotten into the wall. That was chaotic, and I think everybody still has no tires left. So it is just going to be a total wackadoodle restart once again. Well, wow. Free pass will be Jeffrey Earnhardt. Oh my goodness. Thanks to everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We've already had two Junior Motorsports collisions. You had, who was it? Josh Berry get run over by Sam Mayer. Now Brandon Jones gets up the track into Justin Allgaier, which ends up ending Justin Allgaier's day. Man, also just a really tough break for Kaz Gralla here, man. I think he might be able to keep going. But, I mean, he was having a really solid run. But this next restart is going to be crazy again. I do think NASCAR, I think they need to give these guys more sets of tires. Wasn't it also like Auto Club where basically nobody had any sets of tires by like the end of the race? I mean, everybody was on the tires with like 60 to go, and it wasn't even like people were pitting a lot. It was just, I'm pretty sure people just pitted at like the end of the stages and maybe one additional caution. Like if they only had 4 sets of tires for 400 laps, that's like 50 laps on each set of tires. And like, yeah, they need to give these guys more sets, but at the same time, it does make it really interesting for the viewer. Whew. I mean, they're trying to work on that 26. Allgaier already lowered his window net. Yeah, he's already out of the car walking back to the hauler. So he's not going to be happy with that result. Over 100 people watching right now. Thanks to everyone. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. 20 to go currently. Nobody has any sets of tires left, so it's about to get really crazy, just like the last restart. And now, with your jumbled up running order, it's Sammy Smith, Kyle Busch, Josh Berry, Austin Hill, and Riley Herbst, your top 5. Then Chandler Smith, Ryan Truex, Daniel Hemrick, Cole Custer, and Parker Kligerman, your top 10. $19 to go here from Phoenix. So hopefully it'll get restarted with about 15 laps to go. Hopefully we don't have another caution of like 10 laps and they didn't have to do a lot of cleanup. That would be my only subtle gripe with today's race, is the amount of time it's taken to clean up minor cautions has been way too much. Yeah, Brian. Well, I wouldn't say none of the incidents between the Junior Motorsports teammates have been intentional so far today, but I mean, it's ended up with their own teammates on the short end of the stick multiple times. I mean, but yeah, the incident counter is way up today. This is our 11th caution, and we still have 15 to go, or actually 19 to go. But yeah, now we'll go through the running order. Sammy Smith, Kyle Busch, Josh Berry, Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, your top 5. Then Chandler Smith, Ryan Truex, Daniel Hemrick, Cole Custer, and Parker Kligerman round out your top 10. Then Nemechek, Mayer, Weatherman having a great run in 13th. Brandon Jones, Moffitt, your top 15. Sieg, Ellis, Retzlaff, Mozak, who has had a great recovery. Williams, your top 20. Then Creed, Sieg, Poole, Gase, Alfredo, your top 25. Then Curry, Clements, Emmerling, Graff, Smithley, your top 30. Then Perkins, Honeyman, Burton, Gralla, your top 34. Then Earnhardt. I guess Earnhardt maybe wasn't the free pass. Yes, he was. So Earnhardt should be back on the lead lap. Then Allgaier 4 laps down. He's out of the race. Galdine and Cram each out. So still 35 cars in the race. All of them on the lead lap. Yeah, some guys currently running in good positions. I mean, Josh Berry has spun out twice today, and he has worked his way back to the front. You got Nemechek running 11th. He had to make a pit stop under green for a penalty. Kyle Weatherman in 13th. I already mentioned him. Ryan Ellis in 17th. He has really struggled. I don't think they've finished inside the top 30 yet this season, so to get a top 20 would be really good for that team. Mozak, like I said, has had a great recovery run. Even, how about Joey Gase, currently running in 24th? I actually think, I may be wrong, but I actually think Gase and Emmerling, the Gase-Emmerling cars, Gase-Emmerling Motorsports, and the cars are driven by Gase and Emmerling. But anyways, I think they actually saved a set of tires, and those cars are so much slower than everybody else, but now they have fresh tires, so they may actually get decent results here, which would be pretty funny. Man, we are still under caution, man. This is like these cars, like they're not picking up debris. Like why are we under caution right now? Please tell me why we have not restarted this race yet, NASCAR. But with Allgaier crashing out, he was second in the regular season standings to Austin Hill, and it's still super early in the year. But Austin Hill already almost has a full race worth of points over second in the standings. Which second place is currently Nemechek. But wow. Okay, I think we might be coming to the choose cone this time by. Hey, we got over 100 people in here right now. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Is this a race or caution? I like your humor. I like your humor. Look at Parker Kligerman. So inspirational. Okay, they come to the choose cone this time. And Sammy Smith will be on the inside. Kyle Busch will be on the outside. Hill will be on the inside of row 2. Josh Berry will be on the outside. Chandler Smith will be on the inside of row 3. Herbst will be on the outside. And then Truex will be on the inside of row 5. And his outside will be Daniel Hemrick. Actually, no. That was row 4, not row 5. I take that back. Am I sure it's not a demolition derby? I mean, demolition derbies are entertaining. So is racing. I mean, I like it whenever cars are doing stuff that's entertaining. Anyways, here we are. We got 112 people in here. I appreciate it. We got 66 likes. Let's hit that like button. Lick that like button if you haven't already. Here we are. 15 to go here in stage number 3. Sammy Smith on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside. Rookie versus the veteran. Kyle Busch spins the tires big time, and Sammy Smith's going to easily be able to dart out to the lead. And now they're going to spread out 4 and 5 wide into turns 1. Now, do they overcook it this time? Okay, they're a bit safer this time, but still all the way up against the wall there through the mid-pack. Sammy Smith with the lead off of turn 2. Kyle Busch clear for second. Then they're side-by-side for third. Chandler Smith on the outside. Where did he come from? Austin Hill in 4th. Josh Berry 5th. Ryan Truex 6th. And Riley Herbst 7th as they come off of turn 4. 14 laps to go here from the United Rentals 200 in Phoenix. Sammy Smith has now a 1 car length lead over Kyle Busch into turns 1 and 2. If Kyle Busch wants to get out front, he's got to do it now. He's got a short run car. Sammy Smith has got well, really a short run and a long run car, but if he wants to pass him, he's going to have to do it right now. Kyle Busch pokes his nose to the inside of the 18 into turns 3 and 4. That's tight. Sammy Smith's going to give him the hole. Here he goes, Kyle Busch down low. Chandler Smith has now entered the picture. He's up to third. He got his heart broken a week ago. Now, could he be the redemption story this weekend? He's been quiet all day. Now, as they come off of turn number 2, Sammy Smith had a really good turns 1 and 2. His lead now up to over half a second over Kyle Busch, and Chandler Smith's going to be able to dart right to the inside of his teammate, Kyle Busch. He's not going to be able to clear him this time off of turn 4, but they'll be side by side down the front straightaway. Now, Ryan Truex entering the picture as well. The highest he's been all day. Your top 4 have broken away from the rest of the field. Chandler Smith looking to the inside of his teammate once again off of turn 2. Not going to be able to quite get there. Now he's going to be under pressure from Ryan Truex. Kyle Busch throws the block on Chandler Smith and Ryan Truex into turns 3 and 4. Oh, but he's going to be up the racetrack just a bit. This is going to open the door for Ryan Truex down low. Truex by Chandler Smith. He's looking for the 2 and 1 on the Colleague cars. Here he comes. Ryan Truex down low into turns 1 and 2 side by side with Kyle Busch. He's not going to have the momentum here to clear Kyle Busch just yet. Actually, I spoke too soon. Ryan Truex just drives by him on the inside, and he is now up to second. Now Riley Herbst starting to enter the picture, but can Ryan Truex chase down his teammate Sammy Smith? Both of them looking for their first Xfinity Series wins. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I appreciate everybody tuning in. 10 to go from Phoenix. Now Sammy Smith's lead down to 0.8 of a second, so Ryan Truex made up a bit of ground last time by. Chandler Smith putting the pressure on Kyle Busch for third. That battle is certainly far from over. Further back at the back, it's Herbst, Nemechek, Creed, who has had a great recovery run. My goodness. Creed in 7th on some scuffs. Then Hill, Barry, Hemrick, your top 10. Custer, Kligerman, Mayer, Moffitt, Weatherman, your top 15. Then Ryan Sieg, Alfredo, Retzlaff, Williams, and Ellis, your top 20. Last time by, Truex faster than Sammy Smith again. Oh my goodness. Truex, last time by, about 0.2 quicker than Sammy Smith. Both of these guys battling for their first ever Xfinity Series wins. Nobody inside of the top 6 has ever won a NASCAR Xfinity Series, or well, except Kyle Busch, I should say. Besides Kyle Busch, nobody's won a NASCAR Xfinity Series race inside of the top 6 with 8 to go. Now 7 to go. Sammy Smith leads by 0.6 of a second. Last time by, he grew his lead by just a little bit over his teammate. Now Creed under pressure from John Hunter Nemechek. Somebody is hitting pit road there. Probably making an unscheduled pit stop. Oh, that was the 26 of Casgral, I believe. Or no, that's the 07 of Blaine Perkins. Anyways. Smith's lead last time by, and comparing lap times, I mean, they're dead even, basically. The gap's half a second. That dirty air going to hurt the 19 just a bit, but can he find a way by his teammate? Kyle Busch third. Chandler Smith fourth. Riley Herbst rounds out your top 5. 5 to go this time by at the line. And Sammy Smith ran about 0.02 of a second faster than Ryan Truex. So, I mean, we're talking about basically nothing. Both of these top 2 Toyotas just running right on the yellow line through turns 1 and 2. And in 3 and 4, both of them just running it right on the yellow line as well. I just don't think Truex is going to be able to catch Sammy Smith running in his tracks. He's going to have to try something different, like run up top, but I don't know if those cars are set up to do that. Currently, it's Sammy Smith's race to lose with 4 to go. He's just got to hold off Ryan Truex. A yellow would change it all. Down the back straightaway, Sammy Smith has been the dominant car all day. He's looking for his first ever NASCAR Xfinity Series win. He's had to hold off one of the best to ever do it, Kyle Busch. Last time by, Truex a 10th quicker. But in turns 1 and 2, just gave up a little bit of time to Sammy Smith. The gap currently 0.4 seconds. Going up a bit down the back straightaway. Okay, with 2 to go. That time through turns 3 and 4, Sammy Smith really pulled away from Ryan Truex. Through turns 1 and 2 this time by, that's where Truex is stronger. Really closes up on him in the first half of the turn. Further behind him, Chandler Smith throwing everything he's got at Kyle Busch. Chandler Smith's going to go to the inside of Kyle Busch. That's where the battle is as they come off of turn 4. The white flag is out in Phoenix, and Chandler Smith's going to get by Kyle Busch for third. They're side by side behind him, Creed and Herbst. At the front of the field, though, Sammy Smith continues to hold off Ryan Truex. The gap 0.6 of a second. It's his race to lose. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway for the final time. Sammy Smith, at just 18 years old. Off of turn number 4, Sammy Smith will get his first NASCAR Xfinity Series win in the United Rentals 200 at Phoenix. Welcome to the big show, Sammy Smith. Ryan Truex with a solid result in second, but he wishes he could have just gotten one more spot. And wait, what happened to Kyle Busch? Sheldon Creed somehow jumped all the way up to third. Did Chandler Smith and Kyle Busch get together? Sheldon Creed jumps all the way up to third. An amazing result for Creed after, having to spin, bringing out the last caution a couple, 30 laps ago, having to come from the back to get to third. Herbst fourth. Chandler Smith fifth. Nemechek sixth. Hill, Barry, Kyle Busch in ninth. Kyle Busch was running fourth at the white flag, so I wonder if something happened there with the two call-it cars. Then Hemrick rounds out your top 10. Mayer, Custer, Moffitt, Alfredo with a good recovery run in 14th. Kligerman, Ryan Sieg, Weatherman with a solid 17th. Retzlaff, Ellis, and Clements, your top 20. Thanks to everybody watching. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have 130 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Give me that race. What'd you give that race out of 10? I'd give it a solid 7.8, we'll say. 7.7. 7.7 out of 10 for me. But Sammy Smith, he is burning that thing down. My goodness. I think we might have found Ty Gibbs' replacement. In the Xfinity Series, at least. Yeah, he burning that thing down all right. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Up to 3,411 subscribers. I appreciate it. We'll be live tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time for the NASCAR Cup Series race from Phoenix. So Sammy Smith able to hold off Ryan Truex and Kyle Busch down the stretch. I still want to see if we can get a replay of what happened between Kyle Busch and Chandler Smith possibly on that last lap, or if Kyle Busch just got into the wall, because both those guys were running third and fourth, but then all of a sudden they were fifth and ninth when they came across the line. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Well, right now, in the poll in the chat, 57% of you guys said Kyle Busch should win, and only 13% said Sammy Smith. Hey, this time the minority was right. Well, thanks to everybody watching right now. We're almost up to 70 likes. Thanks to everybody who tuned in today. You had to leave for a few minutes. Did you miss anything? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. 07? Malcolm was in the ARCA race, not in the Xfinity race. So that was last night. I think he finished 6th. So that was a solid result. But that race was really chaotic. Okay, so here's what happened. So Chandler Smith running third just ahead of Kyle Busch when the white flag comes out. Kyle gives the 16 a bit of a shot there. He crosses him over down the dogleg into turns 1 and 2, and then they make a little bit of contact. Oh, Kyle just kind of comes up the track into the 16, puts the 16 in the wall. So Kyle just overdrove it there, and that's what cost Chandler Smith 2 spots, what cost Kyle 5. I think that's Kyle Busch just overstepping it a bit, but also a sign of Kyle Busch just being pretty frustrated with that result today. I think he feels let down by that equipment, and I can't really disagree. I think Kyle Busch is definitely the man to beat. I mean, oftentimes usually Kyle Busch is the man to beat, but yeah, definitely was probably let down. Whew. I got no idea what you're saying, Dylan. Thanks to everybody who watched. I think we're going to sign this thing off here in just a couple moments. We'll go through your finishing results one more time. For anybody just tuning in, Sammy Smith gets the victory. His first Xfinity Series win. Ryan Truex comes up one spot short of getting his first NASCAR Xfinity Series win. Sheldon Creed rallies to get third. Riley Herbst with another solid top 5. Chandler Smith rounds out your top 5. Then Nemechek with a solid recovery run as well in 6th. Austin Hill grows his regular season points lead in 7th. Josh Berry recovers from 2 spins in 8th. Kyle Busch 9th. Daniel Hemrick has a really quiet day in 10th. Then Mayer 11th. Custer 12th. His season continues to kind of have a struggling opening. And then Brett Moffitt 13th. Anthony Alfredo, a really solid top 15 result there. Kligerman 15th. Sieg in 16th. Weatherman, Retzlaff, Ellis, and Clements your top 20. Then Williams, Burton, Brandon Jones, another poor result. Brandon Jones finishes 23rd. He currently resides all the way down 18th in the point standings. In a junior motorsports car, especially the 9. That car, I think, already had 2 wins by this point last year. I cannot believe that the struggles he is having right now he's right now currently getting beat by Anthony Alfredo and Joe Graf Jr. in the points. And that is unacceptable. He definitely needs to pick up the pace. Then Connor Mozak 24th, Kyle Sieg 25th, Gase, Honeyman, Curry, Poole, Emerling your top 30. Then Graf, Smithley, Earnhardt, Gralla, Perkins, Allgaier, Golding, Cram round out your finishers. But if the Cup race is anything like today's race, we're in for a long one. But yeah, we had 12 cautions today, almost never ending. It was a solid race. Yeah, I agree with you, Eric Almiroli. Glad that a youngster won. Hey, we got over 2,400 viewers today. I appreciate it. That makes this stream 6th biggest stream of the year. So thanks to everybody who tuned in so far. We'll be live again tomorrow for the Cup Series race from Phoenix. And with that,